What's up, motherfrickers? Welcome back to the PigPenPodcast. I'm your host, Damien.
And I'm your host, Justin.
And today we got our next episode of the Exposition Seat.
Yes, we do.
Justin, what is the Exposition Seat, man?
The exposition seat is our show where one of us is in the exposition seat and they are explaining a piece of media to the other one that the other one has never consumed, which is me.
Yeah, I'm the one in the seat, so Juice will be listening to me yap on and on and on and on about some classic Metal Gear.
And we're how many games in now? What is it, 4?
Yeah, technically we're on the 5th game of the franchise because in episode 1 we covered Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, and Metal Gear Solid 1.
Mm-hmm.
Episodes 2 and 3 had to be a two-parter of Metal Gear Solid 2 because that game is such a beast.
It was a beast. It was a beast.
Yes, it was. And then here we are. Now we're at Metal Gear Solid 3. Regarded as one of the best video games ever made. So,
Really?
yes, I'm so serious. This game is highly acclaimed.
Damn, okay.
And it is getting a full remake later on this year.
Very nice.
Called Metal Gear Delta. They are from the ground up, everything. It looks great. I got it pre-ordered. I'm so hyped for it.
Same game, like better graphics, or are they doing a little add-ons?
I think, to my knowledge, it's the same exact game. Like they're
Yeah.
sticking to it almost to a fault.
Like
From what they said.
Got it. It's like a remaster.
Well, a remaster is just kind of like where they buff the graphical fidelity, so like it just runs a bit better and like higher. Like they did a remaster called the Master Collection earlier or last year, and
it was remastered.
It was remastered, yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I think I get what you're saying. Like it's not just graphics; it's also, or you're saying it's
this is like a new game. Like this has been built from the ground up. They didn't take a pre-existing game and make it better.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes,
that the way you just explained it. Okay, I get it now. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So they built it from the ground up as opposed to just
remastering,
editing it, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Okay, but before we get into Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Ooh, I like that name.
Before we get into that, Justin, do you want to tell the folks where they could find us for everyone listening at home?
Yeah, if you're listening on YouTube, you can also find us on Spotify. And if you're listening on Spotify, we're also on YouTube. And on both platforms, it's PigPenPodcast.
PigPenPodcast.
And we're releasing an episode every Friday.
Yep, we've officialized the schedule, and we will be releasing one episode every Friday. So come back every week if you want to hear...
Every single Friday. Until we pass away.
Well, I will die on camera, even though there's no camera.
Yeah, you're not going to see us die. You're just going to hear it.
Yeah, you're going to hear me go, ugh! And then it's just going to be silence. It's going to be a live stream, but it's going to be no video.
That sounds miserable. How are we going to know when to start the live?
I'm going to be, well, okay, when I'm like...
So wait, if I see you dying, I got to whip out this mic and shove it in your face.
Yes. And then I'll be like,
come on, Damien.
I'll be like, Pigpen. And then you just let it run.
Okay. And then I guess, what do I do after that? Should I just do like a single man explaining things to myself as I fall into hysteria?
Pretend that I'm listening.
Okay, sounds good.
I will be listening from the afterlife.
The schizophrenia seat.
All right, let's get into Metal Gear.
Okay.
Okay, Juice. Little recap before we start the new game.
Yeah, give it to me. Give it to us.
At the end of Metal Gear Solid 2, it looked like do you remember what the Patriots are?
Oh yeah, the Patriots. They are the Illuminati of this world.
Okay. Yeah,
in my opinion. I don't know. That could be wrong.
No, you're pretty much right. They are like a shadow government that run the world, basically trying to control the flow of information and all that shit. But they essentially won. The last game was the Empire Strikes Back and Metal Gear.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Raiden said he's going to go off to fulfill his own destiny. Snake has decided to go look for the Patriots. Liquid, possessing Ocelot's body, got into Metal Gear Ray and rode off into the sunset.
Yep.
That's where Game 2 ended in the year 2009.
And a lot of people died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, released in 2004. You ready for it?
I'm ready for it, man.
All right, Jace. Well, have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Snakeus the Wise?
No.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Our story starts during the Cold War. The year is 1964.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, shit. Forget everything I just said about Metal Gear Solid 2. This is a motherfucking prequel.
Is it actually
Yeah,
the whole game?
yeah.
Dude, okay.
1964 during the Cold War.
That's kind of fun. That's a big prequel. Like a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, okay, not really, but relating to the
well,
storyline.
Metal Gear 1 took place in 1995, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So Snake, our Solid Snake, is not even alive.
It would seem so.
It would seem. So who's this? Okay. All right.
All right, well, our mission briefing starts with our commander, Commander Zero. He tells our character, like our a person we play as, he tells us that we're about to go on what's called the Virtuous Mission. Zero, Commander Zero, he explains that a Soviet rocket scientist named Sokolov, he was he was the one who like made the what's it called? I think it was called Sputnik. The Russians when they went into space and they
Okay.
won the space race
Yeah, yeah,
back in the
yeah.
60s. He's the reason that that happened.
I see.
Okay. So he defected to the West, and during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the U.S. had made plans to negotiate with Russia in order for them to pull their missiles, though, because Russia wants Sokolov back,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So Sokolov, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, came to the West and was like, I don't want to deal with the Russians anymore. And then during that, the U.S. was like, hey, we'll give you Sokolov back if you pull your missiles out of Cuba.
Sokolov hates.
Yeah, Sokolov hates.
Damn.
But
The curse of knowledge.
since Sokolov had to go back to the Soviets, that was, I don't remember when the Cuban Missile Crisis happened, but let's just assume that was a couple years before the events of this game.
Yeah. We're
Okay.
gonna do a lot of assuming if it comes to history.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm not super read up on this era,
Yeah. Yeah.
but Sokolov contacts the U.S. again
Okay.
because he wants to defect again. He does not want to be a part of Russia. He's like, there's some shit going on down here. I don't want to be here.
Even though we just pawned him off, basically. He's like, I
The
want.
U.S. government pawned him off, but it's kind of assumed that like it was like a ruse just to get Russia to pull their missiles
I see.
because they're sending in Fox. It's a very covert special ops group exclusively used for stealth missions.
Okay.
So
That sounds familiar.
yeah, that was you're thinking of Foxhound.
No, I know. I'm just drawing the parallels.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's Fox right now. It's not
Got it.
Foxhound.
Got it.
And they're sending in Naked Snake.
Who's sending Naked Snake?
Fox.
Foxes, and they work for
The US
U.S.
government
government, and they're sending it to go get
to go get Sokolov back from the
Sokolov back.
Russians because
Got
he
it.
wants to defect again.
Naked Snake. That's his code
Naked
name.
Snake. His code name is Naked Snake.
Interesting.
Yes.
And he's not naked.
I mean, he's not physically naked. You can so there's like a camo system. You can take off like his clothes though, and he will be naked.
Wow. Okay.
Not entirely. You just take off a shirt, but you get to see his rocking abs.
How many?
8.
8 abs.
I mean, it's PlayStation 2 graphics, but he's pretty ripped.
Good.
He's not like buff, like built bodybuilder
He's
dude.
got like that lean muscle.
He's got that lean anime protagonist build.
Good to know. That's how I'm visualizing him from now on.
All right. But since our goal is to extract Sokolov undetected, this will be a one-man sneaking mission.
Mm-hmm.
Completely no backup, no nothing. You're not even dropping in with weapons.
So you're just going naked.
Yeah,
Essentially.
that's why he's Naked Snake.
I see. Okay.
We see this like all of this is being told to us while we're in like a I don't know what kind of military plane it would be called, but it's kind of like a plane.
Yeah.
And Naked Snake, he gets up and he walks to the back, he puts on a gas mask, and he performs the world's first ever halo jump. You know what a halo jump is? Essentially skydiving.
It's skydiving what, without a parachute?
I think there's a parachute, if I remember from the cutscene. It's like a military thing.
Yeah.
But like he's like the first one to ever do it.
I don't know why I just said without a parachute. He would die.
Yeah.
Just when you said halo jumping, I'm imagining like I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Halo, high altitude,
High altitude
LO something.
LO. No, wait. We can figure this out. High altitude, um, long, high altitude. Hmm.
High altitude, long,
No, no, don't listen to me.
high
I was wrong.
altitude longevity.
Oh, yes, yes. Longevity oblong.
High
To
altitude longevity
longevity oblong.
oblong.
Jumping. That's good. That's what it is.
Hey, it's your favorite editing pig, and I just looked it up. A Halo jump is actually a high altitude, low opening jump. That's what it is. So yeah, we were totally definitely not correct on that one. But I know everyone who is dying at home is now satiated, and yep, that's it. Bye. Okay. So Snake, he like lands, like he does this Halo jump, and he lands in this. It's Russia, but I don't remember the exact location of it. It's not. I don't think it's real, if my memory serves me correctly. But just like picture like Russian jungles.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I know these games like their jungles. They like their jungles and they like their oceans,
military bases,
military bases.
jungles, oceans, and military bases.
It's I mean it's one of the best places to sneak.
It really
So many
is.
trees. But I'm imagining it.
But once he lands, he radios into the codec doesn't exist yet. There's no
Okay.
codec. So he has
Okay.
a radio system. He like taps a knob on his chest and then like puts his hand up. So this goes back to the thing that Snake was using in Metal Gear. So if he got taken hostage, if he gets taken prisoner, man, it'd be really weird if he can still use his radio.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it really would. Okay. He radios into HQ, and Major Zero tells him that from this point on, they will be using their new code names, which his is Naked Snake. I told you that before the game tells you that, just so, because like I didn't know how to refer to him other than
Yeah.
Naked Snake. But Snakes will be Naked Snake, and Zero will be going by Major Tom.
Nice.
Um,
Sounds like a stand-up guy.
it's a David Bowie reference. Fun fact. You know
Oh.
this song. Uh, this is ground control to Major Tom.
Oh, okay. Yep, yep, yep. I've heard it.
He also mentions that they're be working with someone called paramedic. She's kind of just your uh like on on the mission like medical person. Like she'll give you like medical facts, and she also saves your game for you.
Got it.
So like if you get, because you can get critically injured in this game from like this game, there's things called like serious injuries where like they don't heal, and you can't use a ration to heal them. You have to like go into like a mini menu, and like if you get shot with a bullet, you have to pull the bullet out of yourself. Or if you get
Interesting.
like stung by a spider, you have to like give
Is it like a
yourself
mini game kind of?
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, but yeah, she's the one that like if you don't know what to do, she'll tell you what to do in that mini game,
Okay.
and she'll also save your game for you. And then Major Zero also tells us that the boss will be with us on this mission.
Ooh,
She is a legendary soldier and Snake's former mentor.
nice.
Snake is clearly floored by this. He's like he doesn't even talk. He's just kind of staring.
In
And
awe.
then yeah, and then when the boss comes up on the radio, she's like, "Jack, how long has it been?" She calls him Jack. I'm gonna be honest with you, his name's not Jack. I don't know why she calls him Jack.
Okay.
It
It's a
must be it must be like a little pet name or
little
something.
inside thing. A pet name?
Maybe. I don't know. But
Okay.
she calls him Jack as not his name.
Interesting.
Anyways, she's like, "Jack, how long has it been?" And he's like, "It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours." This man has been counting. So it's
He
like,
said down to the hour?
yeah. So
Damn.
like it's very clear from the get-go that Snake idolizes this woman.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
absolutely adores her.
And same voice as the
It's
other
David Hayter
snakes.
playing Snake.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Interesting.
that's weird because the last time David Hayter played someone who we thought maybe Snake, it was actually Solid Snake.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest.
But this game is in
I knew.
1964.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, it's kind of revealed through this call that they trained together for 10 years. Like they were like side by side for 10 years straight.
That's a lot of time.
They even formed a new form of martial arts together. It's called CQC. Like it's a brand new like It stands for close quarters combat, but in the Metal Gear world, they're the ones who came up with it
Okay.
together. Uh, they have been together for like so long. It's this man Snake is just like in awe anytime the boss is near.
Wow.
Very clear.
Yeah.
Okay. The boss also reveals that she founded what's called the Cobra Unit during World War II.
Cobra.
Cobra.
Okay.
So the Cobra Unit was founded during World War II, and it's what brought an end to the world
How
or
old
to
is
the
this
war.
woman?
Uh, they never say in game, but she looks like she's probably late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
If this is in 60, this game takes place in 64.
She's
World War
she's
II,
probably like 40s, early 40s.
World War II ended in 54, right?
You know.
We're getting a classic example of Damien and Justin don't know what they're talking about. So Justin is now looking up
No,
when
I
World
think you're
War
close
II
though. I
ended.
thought I thought it was like
No, no, no. It was 45. It was 45. It wasn't 54. It was 45. 54 is when the
yeah,
first
it
Godzilla
was
movie came
45.
out.
I know. Yeah, because it started in like 37. So yeah.
Yeah. So 45, assuming she was probably in her 20s then, that's like another 15 years.
Yeah.
No,
Well, it'd be
that'd be another
another
20 years.
20. Yeah.
So yeah, she's probably
Probably
like,
early 40s.
she's probably early 40s.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay. Now Snake heads out to go find Sokolov. He kind of just meanders through the forest until he gets to the area that Sokolov is supposed to be at. It's
Mm-hmm.
not super long before you actually find
Right.
Sokolov.
And he's not there.
No, he is.
Oh, he is.
He finds
Nice.
Sokolov, and they kind of have a conversation. And Sokolov tells Snake that he is impressed by his Russian. So in the game, they're all speaking in English, but it's just kind of like, I guess you're just supposed to understand that Snake is speaking Russian to Sokolov, but
Yeah.
we're hearing it all in English.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'd be really weird if a snake doesn't know how to speak Russian later on in games, in
Yeah.
different games. So just Snake is really good at speaking Russian. Lock that one up in there.
Naked Snake is.
Naked Snake. Naked Snake is really good at
Yeah.
speaking
Yeah.
Russian.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Anyways, Sokolov tells us about Colonel Volgin.
Mm-hmm.
He runs the GRU. It's like a Russian military group. I don't know the significance of it. I'm not from Russia. Sorry. Um, but
I don't think you need to say sorry.
I wanted to. I wanted to apologize because
Then I won't hold you back.
thank you. I feel a duty with this podcast to give to the world.
Yeah.
So if I can't give to every single aspect of that world equally, I must apologize.
Damn. Okay.
All right.
All right.
He explains that Volgan is an extremist. He's like, he's pissed off because Khrushchev, who is the leader of Russia at this time, is trying to bring about peace between the US and Russia.
Nice.
Volgan does not want peace.
Oh.
He does not want peace. He loves war.
He loves war.
Yeah.
Man.
So he's trying to seize power from Khrushchev from the shadows.
Okay.
That's what Sokolov tells us.
Okay.
Snake calls Major Tom and gives him an update, tells him everything that Volgan just told, or not Volgan, that Sokolov just told him. And Tom tells Snake that they lost contact with the boss. You know, the 40-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't know where she went. Like her radio.
The 40-year-old.
Well, I mean, it's hard to like. You know what I mean, okay?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. That's the worst though. You
Yeah.
can't. You can't. She's got to be. She's the boss. I know who she is.
She's the boss.
She's the boss.
The boss.
She's the queen.
She's not queen.
My queen.
Not the queen. She's not queen.
So they lost her.
Yes, my queen. Yeah, no, they don't know where she went.
Is she in Russia? Because she was there, or was she on comms?
No, so they do say it in the radio call when they introduce her. She's in a submarine in Alaska.
That's okay.
That's where she was calling from.
Oh.
Is what she says to us.
Ah, okay.
So she's not actually in Russia, is what she says.
Yeah, but she's close.
I guess Alaska is close to Russia.
Yeah.
I guess kind of close in like proximity of the whole world, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Decently.
they lost contact with the boss. They don't know where she went. Snake, he's like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing the mission anyways, and he leaves with Sokolov. When they're leaving, like this little like tattered it's like it's not even a fortress. It's like a bunch of like destroyed buildings
Okay.
that they're hiding out in. They leave these destroyed buildings and they are cut off by Major Ocelot of the Spetsnaz.
The Ocelot family.
Uh, is it the Ocelot family or is it Ocelot?
No. Oh, he is pretty old. You're right.
Ocelot's an old man in the
You're
current day
right.
games, and this is 1964, where he would have been a young man.
He would have been a young man.
And Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 1, if you remember, he did tell us he used to work for the Russian GRU.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did say that. I'm not gonna lead you on. This is Ocelot. This is
Nice.
the real Ocelot.
That's what I like to see.
Um, he like kind of ambushes Snake and Sokolov, and then he just like starts staring at them, and he goes, "Meow."
Dog.
I'm not kidding.
He was a little freaky as a young man.
He really was.
Wow. So he took the Ocelot side really seriously.
Yeah.
So he ambushes them, but he starts it off with a meow.
Yeah, he meows.
So he lets them know he's there.
Yeah, and
He's
then
asserting dominance.
when he meows, um, a bunch of his men run out of the bushes.
Oh,
So
it's like a call.
it was like his battle cry.
When you hear the meow, join me.
Yeah. So he meows, all of his men run out of the bushes, and Snake claps them all.
Nice.
Snake dogs on these men.
Okay.
Absolutely shits upon them. Single-handedly, mind you.
With a weapon?
Yeah, he picked up a like a silenced pistol or something along the way. I can't remember.
Nice. Okay.
He then absolutely humiliates Ocelot.
Start of it all.
Like just completely CQCs him into the ground, and then he kind of like gives him a little lesson
Oh.
because Ocelot he was doing a couple tricks with like he has like a regular pistol. Like I don't know gun types. I'm not a gun guy, but he has like a regular pistol,
Yeah.
and he's like doing like trying to do tricks with it. And Snake is like, your style of shooting is more well suited for a revolver.
Ah.
And
Doesn't he have a revolver? Eventually?
his name is Revolver Ocelot.
Yes, that's what it is.
Eventually.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
So he tells Ocelot that like, oh, your style of shooting would be like you should be using a revolver, man. Like
Wow.
that's the it would work better for the way that you shoot.
Okay. So
Okay.
he low key like gives him advice, and then what? Does he just leave him there?
He passes out because I mean Snake like CQC'd him into the earth.
Okay, I see.
So like
Into the earth.
yeah, like bro, I cannot stress this man humiliates him.
Nice. Okay.
Um, Sokolov and Snake continue on in the distance, or they continue on, and in the distance, they see the Shagohod.
The Shagohod. That looks kind of like a Metal Gear.
That would be our game's Metal Gear.
Oh, really?
Don't call it a
Okay.
Metal Gear though, because the Metal Gear fandom will hate you.
All right.
This is before the first Metal Gear.
That's true.
Technically,
It doesn't
I
have
guess.
nukes, right?
If I remember correctly, it can fire nukes.
It's a Metal Gear.
It's a Metal Gear. It is. It is a Metal Gear, but don't call it a Metal Gear.
I won't.
It's the Shagohod.
Okay.
Sokolov explains what it is, and he's just kind of like, "Yeah, I've been working on." He tells Snake like what it is. He's like, "Yeah, I've been working on it. That's why they want me here, and I don't want to finish it. It's not done yet. It's at the end of phase 1 out of 2." And he's like, "My wife and child are back in the States. I just want to be with them. I don't want to work on this weapon of mass destruction anymore. Please take me back to America with you."
Wow. That's a tough place to be.
This is the Oppenheimer narrative. Like he is very well aware of what he's doing, and he's
Okay.
like,
He's regretting his decisions.
yes, like he probably started it thinking of good intentions and like started it thinking like, oh, look at this weapon that I can build, and then as he's realizing what he's doing, this is Oppenheimer if he realized what he was building midway through the bomb.
Yeah. Well, he kind of, yeah,
He
actually.
kind of did, but like at the same time, he still finished it.
Yeah.
This is him trying to get out of finishing
I
it.
was gonna say too, like, yeah, I don't know, because it's kind of one of those things where when you start something like this, you're probably doing it with a bunch of people. It's like an avalanche. You know, once it starts rolling down the hill, you almost can't stop it.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially, but Sokolov is like the lead engineer, so like without him, they can't finish it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
So
okay. So they do need him.
they do need him, and they're
Yeah.
like, that's why when the U.S. was like, hey, if you pull your missiles, we'll give you back Sokolov. Russia did it immediately
Yeah.
because
That
they're
makes
like, yeah,
sense.
well, we need Sokolov, so
He's the puzzle piece
he is.
of their Metal Gear.
Snake and Sokolov they continue on until they get to a rickety bridge. It's like a wooden bridge and it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
sway
like a
back and forth.
slated, it's got holes in it probably.
Yeah. It's the rickety
Rickety
bridge.
bridge type shit.
Well, guess who is there?
Oh, man. See, you always say guess, and I don't
You
think I've got it right
do you want to
one time.
guess? Do you want to guess?
Okay, I'll guess. Um, Kyle Schneider.
It's not Kyle Schneider.
Okay.
He's the final boss of this game.
Okay, good.
It's the boss.
Oh, nice.
The boss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
The woman.
yeah. She basically says, "Hey, I'm taking Sokolov." And then on like in a
Whoa, really? So she's like kind of backstabbing a little bit right now?
it sounds like it.
What's the agenda?
Well, a helicopter comes up out of like because this rickety bridge is over
A cavern?
it's over like a ravine. And
Yeah.
like there's a waterfall and there's a river underneath them.
Mm,
A helicopter comes up from over the underneath the rickety bridge.
nice.
And in this helicopter is the Cobra unit.
Ooh, the dogs themselves.
Absolutely.
Was it 6 of them? So they're all just packed in this helicopter?
Yeah. And
Are they?
basically, like Snake is kind of like standing there trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, "Boss, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
you're fucking up my mission, man."
yeah.
And she kind of just yanks Sokolov away from him. So Snake is now standing there with a gun pointed at her, but he's it's very you may be like, okay, well, why isn't he just shooting her?
Oh, no, I
Like,
get it.
yeah, this is like his mother, essentially.
Yeah.
Like he loves this woman more like such deep love. It's not like a sexual or even just like a friend love. It is
Goes
like
deeper.
they're essentially the same person in Snake's eyes. Like they're bonded at the soul.
Yeah.
And he's like he's
He
an
he's basically smitten on the spot.
yeah, he's stunned.
He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's very just so caught off guard that he can't do anything really.
Okay.
They take Sokolov and put him in the helicopter with the rest of the Cobra unit. And then from behind the boss, Volgan, Colonel Volgan shows up and he hits us with a strong his little catchphrase. He hits us with a strong statement. Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
No, that's it.
That's it. That's it.
What
It's
is a Kuwabara?
Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
What does that mean? Do we know what that means?
It's I think it's Japanese. It's like a Japanese saying to like fend off thunderstorms.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, of course.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny because Volgan has the ability to control lightning.
Okay. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
He can create lightning in his own body and control it and
That
shoot lightning from his hands.
that's actually. And is this like a this is like a science thing, right? Right? It's explained scientifically, of course. This isn't
So
like
you
a
see those
superpower.
I told you, dude. Every game I got to reiterate this to your dumb little pea brain. But these games are based in reality,
Yeah,
bro.
that's true. And I mean, ever since the vampire, anything's possible. What
But
does he just shoot lightning?
he could shoot lightning out of his hands.
Okay.
Um,
So taking over Russia should be a breeze. Unless the leader of Russia can shoot nukes out of his ass. I mean, I don't know what's next here. But
okay, for anyone listening at home, I am showing pictures of these characters to Justin as we go on. You can Google them if you want. But look at the picture. You see all those scars on his body?
they look like veins.
Yeah, they're not veins. They're like scars from the lightning.
So it hurts him when he does it.
Yes.
Okay, okay, I
Like
like that. A
he
little bit
still
of a
does it,
drawback.
but it does negatively impact him physically.
Nice.
But yeah, that's why he says Kuwabara, Kuwabara. Because it's like a ironic thing. Because like,
Mm-hmm.
it fends off thunderstorms, but he is a lightning like
Yeah.
thunderstorm. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
but then the boss, unfortunately, she reveals to us that she is defecting to the Soviet Union.
Uh
Um, she has brought Volgan a recoilless nuke. I think they call it the Davy Crockett nuke. It might be real. I don't know, but it's like a little nuke that you can like literally shoot out of a gun.
that's
I think it's real. It's just like a small nuke, and
so
like they put
so
it
what is
into
this,
like
a
a
bomb?
rocket.
Because
Well,
like when we're saying
when they do end up shooting it, it makes a mushroom cloud. So I'm
so it's a
assuming
nuke that so it's explodes the same way a nuke would,
yes,
but on a smaller scale.
yes.
I don't know.
I don't know if
I
it's
can't
real.
really wrap my head around that.
It might be real.
But either way, this is a
But
game.
they call it the Davy Crockett, and the fact that they give it such a like specific name like the Davy Crockett,
Right.
I think it might be real. But it's
Well,
like
Davy Crockett, I mean,
it
how do
does
we know he was real?
they don't shoot it out of like a pistol. Like don't think that kind of gun.
Yeah.
It's like a little like missile launcher.
Yeah.
Like they put it into like they slide it in there and then he fires it.
That's what I was visioning.
Okay.
So wait, so she gave that to them.
Yes. The boss gives this to Volgan as like a show of her loyalty.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Volgan says that Snake has seen his face and he can't be allowed to live. He's like, yeah, that guy's got to die. He knows who I am.
And did Boss ever give like her motives for joining the Soviets?
Nope. All we know is that she's defecting to the Soviet Union.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
She's like the boss. She's like, okay, well, I'm not going to let you kill him. He's my student. So I'm going to be the one to take him out.
Dude, I'm getting a whiff of something right now. I'm getting a whiff of something. I feel like she's doing some big brain shit right now. She's
You think the
quote
boss,
unquote defecting. She's getting inside.
yeah?
She's getting
Is that what you
inside that
think? Is
thing.
that what you think?
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
okay. But basically, she fucking destroys Snake.
Oh yeah.
She ruins this man's
Oh yeah.
life. She breaks his arm in like 3 different places. Like he goes to punch her, she grabs his arm and like snaps it at the elbow. You could see this man's arm crescendo into like a triangle.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Then she pops him in the ribs with her elbow and you can hear them break. She
Wow.
breaks his
It's like a
arm.
Mortal Kombat final
It
kill.
literally looks like a fatality. Like she fucks this man up.
Damn.
Like
Okay.
hard fucks him. And not in the fun way.
Oh. Oh. Poor man.
Like he's obliterated. She flips him over the rickety bridge.
Yep. That's what I was waiting for.
She flips him over the bridge and he falls into the
Water.
river down below.
Yeah.
Yeah. She gets into the helicopter with Volgan and they start flying away. As Snake, he washes ashore. Like we see, like it cuts to black and we see it like it comes back up a couple minutes later.
Yeah.
He washes ashore and he gets a call from Major Tom. And Major Tom's like, yo, this whole fucking it's a wash. This mission's a failure. We're sending you a recovery balloon. We're gonna come get you. Just stay where you're at. And Snake, he's like he sits up against a tree. Like he is just completely broken at this point. Like even his mental state.
Mm-hmm.
Because the boss is like his soul bonded person and she just fucked him up and threw him off a bridge.
Yeah.
His entire mission's a failure. He literally has like more broken bones than probably humanly possible. Like this man is in a complete state of delusion. Like
Okay.
he's just fucked up.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like sits up against the tree and just like stares off at the sky.
This is the start.
This is
of
the
a
very start
glorious
of
arc.
yeah.
That
This is
is to come.
this is the virtuous mission.
Yes.
Well, Snake, while he's up against this tree, he sees the helicopter flying overhead that they were in.
Yep.
And we then get to see what's happening in the helicopter. Volgan and Ocelot are in one of the helicopters. I lied. Not one helicopter, multiple helicopters.
Ocelot is part of that group, the
Yeah,
Cobras.
it would seem like it. No,
Oh.
he's not part of the Cobras. He's working with Volgan
So
in the GRU.
okay, so they picked him up.
Yeah.
Got it.
But there's like multiple helicopters and they all have like metallic cables dangling from them and they're carrying the Shagohod. So there's like
Oh,
6 helicopters and they're all carrying the Shagohod.
Okay.
And then there's like 2 helicopters in the front that are like leading the pack.
Yep.
And we see that Volgan and Ocelot are in one of those 2.
Okay.
Volgan is like gloating, typical villain shit. Volgan, this dude, I'm gonna be so dead ass. I'm gonna be real with you up front. This is probably the most despicable character in the entire franchise.
Damn. Okay.
He is vile dog shit.
Okay.
Anyways,
The game is making us want to hate this man.
yes, we very much are not. We don't like Volgan
Yeah.
at all.
It's easy to pick a side.
I actually love Volgan because of how much I hate him. He's one of those villains where it's like you like how much you hate him.
Yeah.
It's like where you're like you hate him so much that you're like,
Dude,
this is sick.
a villain that is a full-on villain is honestly refreshing.
Yes.
It's like
Even especially for Metal Gear, because like most of our villains have been like is he actually doing good purposes and shit? And like,
yeah,
oh wait, but he was double crossing the whole time and he's not actually a villain.
yeah.
That's been most of the villains for the entire series so far.
Because like when you have a villain, I feel like a villain that is more of a gray area has its place, but also in a
There's a time and place just for straight evil,
there
dude.
is, dude, and it works.
And Volgan is the
It
prime
probably
example
works the
of it
most.
working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm just putting that out there because Volgan's about to do some gross shit. And
You love to hate them.
I'm telling you right off rip, Volgan is a bad dude.
Okay.
Volgan, he he's gloating with Ocelot, and then it pans over, and there is a woman in this helicopter with them. Ocelot says, "What are we gonna do with the woman?" And then Volgan's like, "Oh, that's Sokolov's woman. Her name is Tatiana."
Wow, they
So
got his girl.
this is supposedly Sokolov's wife.
Aw.
Volgan, he says,
Is
uh,
she like part of the military too?
no,
So she just kind of got wrapped up in this.
she's just getting wrapped up in this.
It's the worst.
He like gets up in her face and like starts sniffing her neck and shit. Like Volgan's gross,
Ew.
dude. I'm telling you,
He's
this man's
vulgar.
very vulgar.
Volgan's vulgar.
And basically, he like looks at Ocelot and he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll use her. Don't worry."
What?
After like sniffing her neck and shit.
What does that mean?
And I'm pretty sure Volgan's implying some nasty shit.
So yeah.
Like I said, Volgan is disgusting. Like
So these games I've noticed if what you think they're saying, they're probably saying that.
yeah.
Because sometimes when I think of these as being video games, I'm thinking like kids are playing and it's more like a
No,
kiddie
these
storyline. But I've
every
noticed, especially ever since the last game with
with how
with Otacon's backstory,
yeah.
like yeah, they're not holding back.
No. Every one of these games that have been rated, because the first two Metal Gears, they weren't on a rating system because it was back in the MSX. So there was no rating system yet.
Yeah.
From Metal Gear Solid 1 on, every game is rated M for mature.
Yeah.
So like they deal some dark themes
Yeah.
at some points.
Yeah, this is
Which we're all adults here. And if you're not an adult, click off the video. Go away. I'm joking. Make sure ask your parent, then go away. We're moving on.
But what if they're like 16?
If they're 60,
You gonna make them ask their parent then?
well then I'm not I want to be like the cool podcast host that you listen to, you
You
know?
just told a 16-year-old to go talk to their parents.
You know what? Maybe look inside yourself and figure out if this is what you want to be doing with your life.
Listen
You
to us.
you would have listened to two randoms on the internet talk about Metal Gear for hours on end, or do you want to do something else? I don't know. You at home, 16-year-old, make that decision for yourself.
Yeah. Yep. This is the time.
This
the
is
time in your
in
life.
MGS2 when Snake told Raiden he has to choose his own path. This
Mm,
is that path for you, random 16-year-old that I'm talking to specifically.
it is. And my advice, keep listening.
Justin's advice is keep listening, and you know I did say make your own decisions, but I mean he's my co-host. I got to back him up on this one.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so yeah, that's too bad, isn't it? You
yeah, it
have
really
to.
really
You have to
sucks.
back me up.
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen. All right, let's keep going.
Okay. So
After he
Volgan's being a creep.
yeah, he's creeping out on Tatiana.
Yeah.
But then he's like kind of backs up from her and he grabs the Davy Crockett nuke that the boss gave him.
Okay.
This man, he starts putting it together. And Ocelot's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Volgan ignores him, just straight up ignores him, just does not even pay attention to him.
Mhm.
Ocelot does not get shown a lot of respect in this game.
Yeah.
But anyways, Volgan,
It's his sidekick arc.
yeah, Volgan puts it together, and then he opens the door of the helicopter and aims it at the Russian base that they were just at.
Dude. Okay.
Ocelot's like grabbing him by the shoulder, and he's like, "What are you doing? You're gonna kill our fellow Russians?" Uh, Volgan just starts laughing, and he fires it.
Wow.
Volgan just fired a nuke on Russian territory.
And I assume that this base is owned by the current leader of Russia, right?
Yes.
So this is kind of Volgan's like first, or maybe not first, but it's an attack, kind of showing his rebellion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ocelot is not okay with this. Ocelot's like, "You're
Yeah.
killing our comrades. Like, they're our fellow Russians." And
Yeah.
Volgan's like, "I have to do what I have to do to get my point across, you know?"
Okay.
He then says, "And it's fine because we just got an American defector. And she's the one who did it. So I'm not even to blame here."
Oh. And
Yeah.
he's using the weapon she gave him.
He is using the weapon she gave him.
Yeah.
And
That's smart.
He's gonna blame her for the nuking of the base.
Nice. Not nice, but I
Snake,
guess
he sees
smart.
this explosion from the shore that he's on. Like it's crazy because like I said, it's straight up an atomic explosion, like
Yeah, and he's
mushroom cloud and everything.
yeah, he's withering away, and the world's
Yeah,
Russia's
he's just sitting up against
crashing
this
around him.
tree and like the waves because you know how like there's like I don't think sound waves, but it's kind of like wind
Yeah,
like comes across and you can just feel the
the
explosion.
sonic boom.
Yeah, like the sonic boom and like the heat, like all of this hits Snake from as far away as he is,
Wow.
and he's just kind of like staring out at it. But yeah, the screen cuts to black,
Mm,
and we cut to 1 week later.
yes.
We see a mission briefing. Snake has spent the last week in one of the world's most advanced ICUs. Like,
I was about to say it would
so
have to be pretty
yeah,
advanced.
no, it's like straight up. They got him on like the premium grade A. Like, we'll get him back into
Mm,
shape. He's not even like fully recovered, but he's like recovered enough that he can go back out.
okay.
So they did say they do specifically say it's one of the world's most advanced ICUs.
Right.
Major Tom tells Snake that the Russian government is pissed the fuck off,
Mm-hmm.
and we see a cutscene of Khrushchev. He calls the American president like on the phone,
Yeah.
and he's basically like, "Yo, what the fuck, man? One of my bases just exploded from an American warhead,
Yeah.
and guess what we saw on our radar system? An American aircraft in the same area. Because remember when Snake came in, he jumped off of the what did I say,
Yeah.
plane thing?
Skydived
Yeah,
off.
he halo jumped. So they saw that aircraft and the fact that it was an American warhead on this like on the attack on the Russian base.
Wow.
And Khrushchev is like, "Yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
And the
Why you
American,
why you all up in here, man?
yeah, the American president is like, "Hey,
Dude,
that wasn't us." They deny
I
all.
seriously don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
Mr. Russian President, how we don't know what happened,
It wasn't me.
I seriously didn't do it. But he basically denies all culpability. He's like, no.
And he's telling the truth.
I mean,
Oh,
he
side eye.
I didn't side eye you.
Okay.
Um, and he's the Russian Khrushchev is like, okay, well, even if you're denying the fact that you did it, like, do
Mm.
you see how bad this looks?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you did it or not at this point. Like, do you know how bad it looks if I don't go to war with you right now?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Because even if it wasn't the Americans,
Yeah.
it damn well looks like it is. So
Yeah.
he
So
is in a
everyone else in the
place.
world is like, oh, Russia's just being a little bitch.
Yeah, he's in a position where he doesn't have much of a choice.
Khrushchev's like, yo, you're gonna have to give me some like hard proof,
Right.
or we're going to full scale nuclear war, aka
Crazy.
World War III.
Crazy. Yeah.
Khrushchev tells the American president that the proof he wants is he wants the U.S. to find and kill the boss
Mm.
because the president was like, one of our soldiers defected. We don't know why she did or like where she went. And Khrushchev's like, was it the boss?
Show us you're telling the truth by killing this woman.
That is extremely, like, at this point, the most regarded soldier in the world.
Yeah. She's
Like,
she's what Big Boss is during
she was
the first game.
She was Big Boss before Big Boss.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she's like Khrushchev is like, yeah, you got to find her and kill her. And you
Ooh.
know what? I preferably want you to take Volgan out too because I know what the fuck he's doing. I know he's trying to take over and take my power. I want him gone. So I want him gone, and I need the boss dead. That's your proof.
Okay.
Get rid of him, and you have 1 week to do so.
Nice.
Or maybe it's not 1 week.
Wait.
He says something. He says something. Maybe it's like 2 weeks. It's like a week span.
It makes sense.
It's not very long. They don't have long to do this at all.
Yeah, because obviously if they if it takes too long, then it's the same issue we were just talking about. Like, why is
Yeah.
Russia not reacting?
Exactly. But he's
Okay.
like, you got to do this now. Like, figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go to World War III with you, dude.
Yeah.
And the American president's like, shit, fuck. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I guess it would only be World War if everyone else joined in. But
Well, I
essentially,
mean,
if it
if
was
Russia
nukes,
and the
yeah.
U.S. go to war with each other and on a nuclear scale, I'm pretty sure other countries would probably start stepping in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, think about World War II. It originally just started with like Germany and Austria against Poland, right? I'm pretty sure that was the entire conflict that started World War II. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the U.S. wasn't even involved until Pearl Harbor.
Right.
So, like, it would be the same thing where other countries would eventually get involved. It would be World War III.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, on a nuclear scale, though, we've never had a Well,
I
because
mean, World War II ended with the atomic bombings.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It ended.
That's true. I mean, they ended a world war. So what if a world war started with them?
Yeah. So I
That'd
don't
be
know.
pretty fucking
That's the
bad.
question.
Pretty
Yeah.
fucking bad.
Yeah.
But the U.S. accepts these terms, and they tell Major Tom of Fox and Fox as a whole, like that whole operation. They tell them that you're going to go back and you're going to finish the job, but you also need to kill the boss and Volgan this time. So they need to rescue Sokolov, kill the boss, and kill Volgan.
Got it.
That's Fox's mission now. And they do say that if Snake fails his mission, the entirety of Fox will be deemed traitors and accomplices to the boss's defections and executed for treason.
Wow.
So now if Snake doesn't rescue Sokolov, well, that's like a side objective. It's not the main objective. The main objective is kill the boss and kill Volgan.
Yeah.
If Snake doesn't kill them, the entirety of Fox, so paramedic, Major Tom, Snake, everyone involved with the entire mission will be executed for treason, and World War III will start.
Damn, dude.
These are some pretty high
You know
stakes.
what? I actually really like how this plot is outlined so far because the other like it's very straightforward and it feels like a perfect pace because you're thrown into this mission where you just got to rescue this dude and obviously everything just starts going downhill but in the best way and it's fully escalated at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is cool. I like this because the other games have been kind of you don't know even what the mission is. Other than like the first two basic ones, but you know what I mean? Like the last two, you're like, what is he even doing? Like, what's actually going on right now? But this one's like straightforward. Like, no, dude. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some shit we don't know, but you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's outlined.
Starting
It's
off,
perfectly outlined to get you into it.
that was the events of the beginning are referred to as the virtuous mission.
Yeah.
That's why I kept calling it that.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. So Snake, he is told like a couple more things before we get into our next like actual mission.
The mission.
He is told that there are two NSA code breakers that defected to Russia and have been working for the KGB for a couple of years. Um, their code names are Adam and Eva.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see the parallel there.
Yeah. He is also told that his support group is going to be paramedic is returning as like the medical support and the analyst. So she's the one that saved your data still. And we now also have Mr. Sigint. Mr. Sigint, he kind of gives you like he's like a gun expert.
Yeah,
He
he looks like a mechanic.
yeah,
He's
so
got them overalls.
he's the one who you call if you need advice on like what gun to use or like like how this gun works
Got
type
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Um, with all that being said, Snake's first goal is to meet up with Adam and tell him the password. So Snake is supposed to say, "Who are the Patriots?" And the person he says them to are supposed to respond, "Lali Lule Lo."
Whoa. So is this the first time either of those names are dropped in this game?
Canonically, this is the first time those two things are mentioned.
So the Patriots are known at this time.
Kind of.
Or not known, but they're known of,
I
I
can't
should
tell
say.
you. I can't tell you everything you want to know right now.
No, well, I'm saying like they're known of though. Like the fact that he literally just name dropped who are the Patriots, like that's a thing, right?
I can't say anything.
Okay.
I can't say anything because if
So,
I
okay.
start explaining it, it will literally spoil shit you learn in MGS4.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Okay. All you know is that Major Tom tells you that the password is "Who are the Patriots?" and then the other person is supposed to respond "Lali Lulelo."
Okay. Because I guess yeah, it could just be anything. Like
Yeah.
Patriots is an obvious American name. Also, they defected to Russia, but are they essentially helping us now because of the common enemy?
It's probably Khrushchev is like, "Hey, help these guys out."
Yeah.
Because Khrushchev is not like he's not he's like sympathetic to America. He even says that when they're on the phone with each other. He's
Right.
like, "I'm sympathetic to you, but do you see how it looks for me if I don't attack you?"
And yeah, and since they have the obvious, common enemy, they
Yes.
can both
Yes.
rally
So
together
this
at
is kind
least.
of an effort on Russia and America's part to kill Volgan and the boss.
Gotcha.
These two are so powerful that it's taking the two superpowers of the world to take them down.
Yeah. Well, he has lightning powers.
He does have lightning powers, that's true.
So honestly, yeah.
But with that all of that being said, everything is set into place. Major Zero forgot. He's going back to his old code name. He's Major Zero again.
Okay.
Major Tom was just for the virtuous mission. It was just a fun Bowie reference. That's literally all it was. Don't think any harder into it.
Yeah. I'm glad you're saying that because I would have.
Yeah, it's Major Zero is his
Knowing
name.
these games. Got
His
it.
name is Major Zero. It will be for the rest of the franchise.
Understood.
All right. Major Zero tells Naked Snake, commence Operation Snake Eater.
Nice.
And there we are. We're dropped into our mission.
Let's do it.
All right, Snake, he goes like he's going to meet Adam and Eva, the code breakers. And literally immediately off rip, he runs into the boss. She's on her white horse. She has a white horse. It's a very iconic looking horse. It's like, I don't know horse breeds, but think of like a stallion,
Okay.
and it's pure white.
And are they at what kind of terrain is this? Are they back in the jungle?
Yeah, they're in the same area.
Oh,
Same
okay.
exact area they were for the virtuous mission.
Got it. Okay. Damn,
Um,
she's just riding a horse.
she's riding a horse in the jungle. Yeah,
What a badass.
she's a badass, dude.
Okay.
Okay. He sees the boss and she's on her horse. She claps his cheeks. Absolutely destroys him again.
She clapped him again?
Yeah. Because he's like boss when he gets there. And
Is she alone?
yeah.
That's interesting.
And she just fucks him up again. She's
Okay.
like, Snake, get out of here. Like, I know what you're doing here. You need to leave. You need to go. Get out. Just leave.
Okay.
And then she beats his ass again and leaves him. I think she says something like, I'll give you one more shot before I have to kill you, but at the next time we meet, I will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And then she leaves.
Classic third time.
She okay, I forget. She does ask. She's like, before she leaves, she's like, are you more loyal to me or your country?
Whoa, so she gives him the
So-
option now?
Yeah, so she's like playing with his mind at this point. She's
Okay.
like, what's more important, your loyalty to America or to me?
See,
She then points
they
out
both seem pretty frugal at this point, so
that Snake is now wearing a bandana. In the virtuous mission, he was not wearing a bandana.
he his bandana really makes his eyes pop in a good way. Really dominant. It really makes his dark features dominate there.
They do. His bandana looks great, but since he wasn't wearing it in the virtuous mission, I forgot to mention when he gets thrown off the bridge.
And that's important.
She's wearing a bandana. The boss is.
Oh,
He grabs her bandana as he's like getting thrown off the bridge, and it goes down
and
with
he's
it.
wearing it.
And now he's wearing her bandana, and that's why she's like,
Damn, dude.
she's like, you're wearing my bandana. Are you loyal to me or your country?
Yeah.
It's not like important for the story, but it's like I want you to understand these characters. And
Oh, no,
it's important for
that's a-
Snake's character in this game.
Definitely important. And Snake's because off rip, I'm thinking to myself. I mean, you like in Snake's position, I was like, dude, just pick her. But when you think about the stakes of everything, it's like if he doesn't succeed, he dies, possibly nuclear warfare. I mean, he has to make the unselfish decision here.
Yeah, it's a really shitty position for him.
And she also like really did fuck him over. So
Yeah,
and he doesn't know her agenda.
it's really fucked up for Snake.
So with the knowledge he knows, he can't pick her. It
Yeah.
just isn't an option.
Yeah, but I mean, he still like idolizes her, and he's still smitten by her even existence.
Yeah.
And she can tell that from the bandana. She's like, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna do?"
Yeah.
And then she leaves him. He kind of gets back up, and he's like, I'm Snake." And then he continues on to go find Adam, which is who he's supposed to be rendezvousing with.
Yep.
He is met by a woman on a bike.
Damn. So this jungle's got some.
I mean, there's like roads. There are roads paved. It's not like there's roads everywhere. It's not civilized. It's still
Yeah.
a jungle, but there's like dirt roads that you can go down.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are some larger open areas.
Got it.
He's met by this woman on a bike, and she tells him that Adam couldn't make it.
Is this Eva?
She says Adam couldn't make it. And Snake's like, what is the password? She hesitates and doesn't say anything. But then before they can continue with their conversation, they're all ambushed by soldiers.
Okay.
Yeah. She then kills all of the soldiers, like on her bike. There's one point, she literally like It's fucking insane. She like rides up a ramp on her bike and literally like uppercuts the soldier in the chin with the back.
with the wheel.
Yeah, it's peak.
That's cool.
But then once all the soldiers are dead, she introduces us to herself, and she is Eva.
Damn.
Yeah, she's very.
She's got some cool eyes.
I will say, like the picture I'm showing Justin is the like the regular her jumpsuit is pulled down where her boobs are like kind of out. Um, there is a reason for her being sexualized.
Oh, really?
I will because I'm not trying to be like neckbeard incel type, but like there is I think a good
Weird incel type.
there is a good reason for why Eva is so sexualized in this game.
I see.
Versus their later games, there's sexualization of female characters that happens that I'm like, all right, guys, you didn't need that.
A little
It's
too
a
much.
little excessive.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get that with MGS4
Okay.
if I remember to talk about it. But with Eva, I think it makes sense. So just kind of take that with a grain of salt for now. Snake notices that Eva has a Chinese pistol.
Made in China.
It's like a Chinese type pistol. I don't remember what they call it, but it is like it's a Chinese pistol.
Yeah.
That's all he notices it, and before he can comment on it, she hands Snake a gun. And this is the moment we realize that Naked Snake, he is a very, very gun dude. He loves his guns
Okay. He's got
because
knowledge.
he gives us a little bit of a spiel on this gun that she hands him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna read that entire spiel to you.
Some gun exposition.
You ready?
Yes.
We're ready for the gun exposition seat.
Yep.
Okay. He goes, 45, huh? Incredible. The feeding ramp is polished to a mirror sheen. The slide's been reinforced, and the feeding.
It's tough.
It's tough to do the Snake voice and read at the same time. All right.
He's got a pace to his speaking as well.
Second draft. 45, huh? Incredible. The feeding ramp is polished to a mirror sheen. The slide's been reinforced. The interlock with the frame is tightened for added precision. The sight system is original, too. The thumb safety is extended to make it easier on the finger. A long type trigger with non-slip grooves. A ring hammer. The base of the trigger guard has been filed down for a higher grip. And not only that, but nearly every part of this gun has been expertly crafted and customized. Oh. And he's like having an orgasm over this gun, man.
It sounds like it.
He's into it.
Okay.
Like literally, like when she hands it to him, he like grabs it and he like starts kind of like shaking.
Yeah.
And he sits down and he's like looking at it. He's like, oh wow.
That's great.
It's just peak. I love it.
Yeah.
She also gives him a scientist disguise, like scientist like lab coat type stuff, because he's gonna need it for when he goes to find Sokolov, because Sokolov is in. I think she tells us this now, but it's called Groznygrad.
Ooh.
It's like a big facility where they're working on the Shagohod,
Yeah.
and Snake's gonna need it to get in there.
Got it.
So she gives Snake that as well. When they go to leave, they're ambushed by Ocelot and the Ocelot unit.
So this is interesting because they still haven't gotten the codes out. We don't know where Adam's at, but they keep getting stalled, kind of.
What codes?
The Patriot.
The passwords?
Yeah, the passwords. We haven't.
Yeah, you're right.
Neither of them have said the passwords.
They never said the password.
Yeah, it's like they keep getting distracted.
Yeah.
Snake specifically.
But Ocelot shows up and he takes Eva hostage. He like grabs her by the throat and like is kind of holding her with a gun to her head. Snake clowns on this man. Again. Just I'm talking humiliates him. Guess what he has this time? He has a revolver.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got a revolver.
That's hilarious that he actually did that.
Yeah, it's got engravings on it and everything. Like it's like a pretty fancy revolver. And Ocelot's like firing a couple warning shots to like tell Snake like I'm not fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And Snake counts the shots out in his head.
Yep. I was gonna say
Ocelot already fired 6 shots.
No way.
Yep. Yep.
What a dummy.
So Snake's like clowning on him. He's like, what are those engravings gonna do for you in the battlefield? Like, you're just being all fancy and showmany, and like it just stop. You're trying too hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun because Ocelot is clearly like taken aback by this. He's not even. Ocelot is not a threat in this game. He's kind of looking up to Snake.
It reminds me of the Snake and Raiden dynamic.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you're doing too much, kid.
Yeah, very much. And Ocelot's like, oh, really? And then Eva like knocks him back and gets free.
Okay.
They knock him out again. So Ocelot once again humiliated by Snake,
Yeah.
and he's learning more knowledge with every encounter.
I love how the game's teasing us because they're like, look at these chances that he had to kill Ocelot.
Actually, I should mention, I'm very glad you said that right now, because when Eva knocks out Ocelot, he's like laying on the ground. Eva pulls a gun to his head, and Snake grabs her arm and is like, "No, don't."
Wow, he spares him.
And she's like, "Why would you not kill him?" And Snake says, "He's just a kid."
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
They literally are showing us like it also shows, I guess, the compassion of Snake,
yeah,
even on the battlefield.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, it's also very fun because if you kill Ocelot, like if you put a bullet in his head, at any point in the game, you'll get a game over screen. And
Oh,
normally in the
fucked up
game
the
over,
timeline.
normally in the game over screen, it'll say Snake is dead.
Yeah.
Like the words will come up, Snake is dead. But if you like kill Ocelot and you wait long enough, it won't say Ocelot is dead. It'll say time paradox. And then you'll
Oh,
hear Colonel Roy Campbell's voice come over the game over screen. And he'll go, Snake, you've created a time paradox.
wow.
And then it's just a game over, but it's really fun. It's really fun to do that,
I know
you know?
that's unique. Yeah.
I love it. But yeah, so they spare Ocelot and continue on. After they spare Ocelot, Eva's like, "Hey, I got to get back to Volgan." And Snake's like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm undercover. Like I'm getting intel on Volgan as well."
Okay.
So she's like, "I got to get back. So I'm going to go, but you continue on with your mission."
Didn't he have to get the codes though from them?
That's what was told to us.
Okay. So she's like not giving them to him.
She didn't give him any codes.
Okay.
Anyways, Snake continues on. Eva goes back to wherever she's going off to.
Yeah.
Um, Snake comes across Ocelot again. This is like in probably 10 minutes of gameplay later. Like there is a little bit of time. It's not immediately after, but it's pretty close after.
Yeah.
Snake comes across Ocelot again, and this man has 3 revolvers now.
Wow. He really upped the
And
game.
he twirls them around like he's doing these little fancy tricks with revolvers. And I'm
Where's
not.
the third one at?
He has holsters. He has a holster on the back and 2 on each side.
So he's not swinging all three
He is.
at the same
He's
time,
literally like throwing them up in the air and
juggling
catching them.
them.
Yes. Like, and I'm not kidding you, Justin. I timed it. I literally counted it out. This he spins these revolvers for literally an entire minute straight. That doesn't sound like a long time, but think about how long it takes for one revolver spin.
Yeah.
That's like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And after this man spins his revolver for way too fucking long,
Yeah.
guess what happens, Justin?
Fight.
Boss battle ensues.
Boss battle
It's our first
ensues.
boss of the whole game.
Finally.
Yeah, it's Ocelot.
Yeah.
It's a really fun boss battle, man. I mean, there's a ravine in between you two. So it's not
Yeah.
like you can attack him physically. You have to shoot him. So you have to like duck behind cover and get out and run around, and there's a bunch of cover. It sounds pretty basic, but it's really fun in concept.
I love how this is his third encounter and he finally gets a boss battle.
Yeah.
Also, he leveled up to his third revolver. He's like, I'm ready now.
It's also cool because the rest of his Ocelot unit is also here.
Yeah.
But Ocelot literally he tells them to stay back. He's like, "Hey, don't interfere with this fight at all.
Nice.
Like, no, this is between me and him."
Okay.
And then even if because there's like beehives above Ocelot, like in the trees, if you shoot the beehive and it falls down, the bees will attack Ocelot.
Dude, okay.
And one of the guards from behind will shoot you and say, "Use honor, dog." Or some shit like that. He'd be like,
nice.
"Hey, that's not honorable," and he'll like shoot you with like a single bullet.
Okay.
So it's a fun boss battle.
Yeah.
But once you beat Ocelot, it's not like he gets incapacitated or knocked out or anything. It's like once his health bar goes down, cutscene starts.
Okay.
A bunch of bees, just insane amounts of bees, like biblical swarms of bees, start showing up
From the ravine or just from the
from
trees?
everywhere,
Oh,
and they start attacking Ocelot and Snake.
you would freak out.
And all of the Ocelot unit. They literally kill the Ocelot. There's so many bees. Like there's this one. It's actually kind of gross. This guard is like shaking all the bees off him as they're attacking him, and he like falls down dead.
Wow.
And you see bees start crawling out of his mouth. Like there's that many bees. They're literally getting inside of these people.
Damn. Okay.
Ocelot. He literally starts twirling his guns as like bee killers. He's
What is he
twirling.
making like a fan kind of like a
He twirls his revolver so fast that he's like holding him above his head and he's like moving them in front of him, and he's twirling them so fast that they're killing all the bees.
That's crazy.
It's actually peak. It's like it's stupid, but that is just pure peak MGS right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Snake doesn't have that trick in his arsenal though, so he's like, "Oh, what the fuck? I gotta get out of here!"
Okay.
And he jumps into the ravine
Yeah,
because there's so many bees. It's like literally you can't outrun them.
yeah.
There's just so many. He jumps into the ravine, and there's like water at the bottom.
Yep.
So he jumps down there.
Okay.
We learn that these bees are from the Pain,
Another superhero.
from the Cobra unit. I'm gonna introduce you to the members of the Cobra unit as we go.
Yeah.
But this is our first member of the Cobra unit that we come across. It is the Pain. He controls bees.
Nice.
He controls bees.
That's actually that could really you could do a lot with that.
Um,
You could supply yourself with honey. You could pollinate flowers.
I don't think he does any of that stuff.
What?
I really don't think he does any of that
He
stuff.
doesn't?
No,
That's what bees are
he just hangs
known
out with
for.
these bees, man. He just hangs out with them.
He could do a lot for the world.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think he does any of that honey shit. But he does, in fact. Boss battle ensues.
He does it. He does in fact boss battle ensue.
He does, in fact, boss battle
Of
ensues.
course.
Yeah, it's our second boss of the game, immediately after our first boss.
And is Snake at the bottom of this ravine still?
Yeah, it's like a cave system that like the ravine leads into a cave system, and there's like,
Dude, that'd be the worst if you were getting chased by bees.
yeah. It's like the arena that you fight the Pain in is like there's like rocks that stick out of the ground, and there's like water surrounding everything else.
Got it.
So it's like you can get up on these rocks and shoot him, and he's in this main rock in the middle, and like he'll throw like bee grenades at you.
What does that mean?
He'll throw like a grenade of bees.
Yeah.
Like it's like a ball of bees, and he'll like throw it at you, and if it hits you, it like turns into a bunch of little bees, and they start stinging you.
Are they actual bees?
Yes, they're real bees. They're
So-
actual hornets.
So are they like form in a ball that and then when he throws them they like disperse?
The bees are he controls their will, so they do what he wants. So
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah. So I feel like throwing them would probably be counterproductive.
yeah. There are some bees though that are like they're like red bees, and they're like super fast, and they'll like he'll
Ah.
shoot them like missiles at you.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
I see what they're doing. They're kind of making it a little thematic.
Yeah, it's just a fun little gameplay thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Snake beats the Pain, and he explodes.
Okay. And the bees?
No, he just explodes.
Nice.
Moving on.
Got it.
Snake is finally able to get to the facility, and he oversees that Volgin is being a dick to Sokolov and Tatiana.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of being a cock, just like fucking with him, torturing him.
Yeah.
Not like torturing, but like just like fucking around with him, like prodding him, poking at him, and like calling him names and shit.
Okay.
Ocelot is also there, and he's playing
Hey,
his
yo?
version.
Oh, Ocelot. Okay.
Ocelot, yeah.
Got it.
He's playing his
Dude,
version. Do you think I said Otacon?
I thought for a split second it made me think of Otacon. I was like, why? How?
It's not Otacon.
Where?
No.
Okay.
But he's playing roulette with Sokolov, and it's like Ocelot's form of roulette. It's because regular Russian roulette is like you put one bullet into one revolver and like you shoot.
Yep.
He has like 3 revolvers, and he puts one bullet into one of the revolvers, and he like throws them up in the air and plays like what's that called? Juggle. He like juggles them.
Yeah.
And then he like fires as he's juggling. It's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
That's cool.
But he's doing it to Sokolov, and Sokolov is terrified.
Yeah.
He pisses his pants. It's another classic example of a scientist pissing their pants in Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But the boss shows up and sees like all this happening, and she kind of like she like slaps Ocelot, and she's like, "Knock it off."
So all the eggs are in this basket.
Yeah.
Mm.
She tells Volgin that the Pain is dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of time in between your boss fight with the Pain. I'm kind of going through it quickly,
Right.
but she found out the Pain is dead.
Yeah.
So she tells the Volgin that the Pain is dead, and Volgin's pissed. He's like, "What the fuck? He's supposed to be like an elite soldier. So why? How is he dead?"
Yeah.
She's like, "It's fine, because the fear in the end. I just sent them out, and they'll take care of it."
They're codename the fear and the end.
Yes, the fear and the end.
See, I like these code names are what I like.
Yeah.
Pain, fear.
I will say the
end.
Cobra unit, they're all named after emotions, according to
Yeah.
the game, but I don't know what emotion the end is. So
Dude, honestly, that's some deep shit. The end is an emotion.
Actually,
If you
yeah,
think about it,
fire. That's pretty fire.
the end is a unique emotion. When you think about the end,
The end also,
just
I'll
existentialism
tell you this right now. Actually, I won't. We'll talk about the end later.
when we get to the end.
Yep, when we get to the end. Actually,
Okay.
not the end, but the end.
I see. That
Um,
makes a lot of sense.
they finish their conversation and kind of head off.
Got it.
Snake is able to get into the facility, and he comes across a man named Grannon. Grannon, he's a weapons scientist, and he is drunk as fuck.
Okay.
Like Snake gets to him, and he's in his office, and he's like drunk. He's got a flask in his hand, and he's like slurring and shit.
Got some good vodka.
Snake, he's so drunk that Snake is like, "You're crocked, aren't you?"
You're correct.
He says, "You're crocked." Um, but this scientist named Grannon, he tells us that because of Sokolov and the Shagohod, he's been cast to the wayside. So he's like disillusioned with like everything right now because they're kind of throwing him to the dogs.
So he's kind of like being a weapons guy. He's not making it enough. Like he's not making good enough weapons for them anymore. Basically.
He is, but they're just preoccupied with the Shagohod.
Yeah.
They don't see Grannon's vision.
Okay.
They see Sokolov's because it's actually something they can look at.
Got it.
He's basically like they're all a bunch of idiots, like taking Sokolov's side, but I'm the real scientist here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he like tells us that his design is revolutionary and it's way better than the Shagohod, but they're giving all the manpower to Sokolov, so his design is not being used. He even says that his design, he calls it a Metal Gear.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to send the blueprints over to my American friend because they don't take me seriously here.
Wow.
And then the camera pans over to a picture of him standing with another scientist. And this scientist looks a
Gerlukovich?
l-
Gerlukovich?
no, Gurlukovich was Russian. He was a Russian commander.
True.
But the scientist that he says he's
Isn't
going to
it? Yeah,
send,
it starts with a P, right?
no, Petrovich. You're thinking of Petrovich?
Yeah.
It's not Petrovich.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
But it is not Petrovich. But I like the way you're thinking.
Okay.
I'm the scientist that the in the picture with Grannon. He looks exactly like Otacon.
Oh.
He looks like Otacon.
Oh.
I'll tell you,
Is it the poor father?
it's not Otacon,
Yeah. Well,
but it looks
obviously.
just like Otacon.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, their family is, from what we learned, their lineage has been pretty much dedicated to war.
yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, further games will explain it more, but right now that's all we have. But that's a good thought. That's a good thought. Just like it looks like Otacon, it's not Otacon, so it's probably his dad.
Got it.
That's a good thought to have about this scenario.
Yeah.
Grannon then tells Snake. Mentions that Volgin has the Philosopher's Legacy.
I thought you were about to say the Philosopher's Stone. I was like, where are we going now?
No.
what's
The
happening?
Philosopher's Legacy.
Okay.
And apparently Volgin inherited it using some means that he wasn't supposed to, which is why he has all the money that he's using to fund Sokolov and the Shagohod and Groznygrad as a whole.
I see.
And he doesn't tell Snake what it is. He just says that Volgin has it. So
Mhm.
Snake doesn't even really know what it is yet. After that conversation, Grannon kind of just passes out in his chair because I mean this dude's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like he is.
He's crocked.
He's crocked.
Yeah.
Crocked. Snake continues on, and he runs into the Fear.
Nice.
The Fear is like a spider dude.
Ooh.
He's like what's that called? I can't remember what it's called, but you can like dislocate your joints at will.
Oh. Yeah, like or somebody who's like multi-joint or not
Yeah.
multi-joint, whatever it's called.
Where you can he can do that with every bone in his body.
Wow, okay.
So he'll dislocate his joints and then he'll crawl up trees.
That's crazy.
He-
Nice.
I will say he's like one of my least favorite bosses in the game. He's just kind of, it's fun. I don't think there's a bad boss in this game. I got to say that. I don't think there's a bad boss in this game, but out of all the bosses, he's probably my least favorite.
Yeah.
Um,
That's cool though, being like spider-esque with his name being the Fear, because obviously
Yeah.
arachnophobia. It's I don't know. It's a common thing, man.
but yeah,
Spiders.
boss battle ensues.
Boss battle ensues.
Boss battle ensues with this Spider-Man,
So-
if you will.
Oh, I will. So his whole thing is just that. Like, there's no, you don't got to fight spiders or anything.
No, he's like super dislocated joints. He talks really weird. He's like, I'm the Fear.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he's His tongue is really long.
Oh,
He shoots crossbolts that he. Oh, there is a spider thing. I forgot. Um, he coats the arrows that he uses in his crossbow with the venom of the Brazilian wandering spider.
wow. That's a real
So
spider.
it is a real spider, and
Probably a deadly one.
it's one of the most deadly spiders in the world. The
Yeah.
funny thing about it, though, is that the Brazilian wandering spider, its venom gives you an erection.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
it'll
before it kills you?
yes, like you'll get like like a painful erection. Like it's so strong that it's painful, and you
Dang.
die quickly. It's fast. It'll kill you in like
Wow.
an hour.
So you essentially you're not lasting long with this
No,
erection.
no. I mean, make that last hour count.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
uh, it's okay. So, I mean, I guess I should probably say that since that's like super deadly venom, if you get shot with it, you have to like call paramedic and she'll run you through the process of getting out the poison.
I
So
see.
there's no plot hole there. It's just you have to get rid of the poison if you get shot with it, but
Yep.
that's just the boss fights mechanics.
Cool.
Okay. Snake beats the fear. Fear explodes.
Oh, so this is a recurring thing.
Yeah. Seemingly all of the cobras are exploding upon death.
Yeah.
I don't remember when it's mentioned in the game. I really don't. And also, it's not super important, but all of the cobras have. I didn't mention it with the pain just because I wanted to wait till we got to another one where you were like, oh, it's reoccurring.
Yes.
Um, all of the Cobra unit members, they have bombs in them. Like they have like subdermal implants that like when their vitals drop, they could explode. They were all
Oh.
implanted with these because they were like a huge unit during World War II. Like they were like the unit who ended World War II. You remember
Oh,
me
okay.
saying that? So like it was like they're high priority soldiers. We don't want other countries to have them.
Because of the intel.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
like
Oh,
basically
also
if
because
their vitals like dropped or
they're
like they
skilled.
went yeah, they would just explode.
Yeah.
That way no one could take them hostage, no one could get intel out of them, no one could have them on their own forces. They can't defect.
So
Kind of
if
like a suicide squad thing.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's a good
So every time they die they explode.
right. Got it.
That's why. I literally don't remember when it's mentioned, so
Yeah.
I can't tell you other than
So like
that.
if you're about to die, it's like no, you're dying.
Yeah.
Got it.
Snake continues on. He finds himself in a valley. It's like it's not like a valley like between two mountains. It's like there's a mountain on one side and then it's like a whole little forest and then there's like another mountain all the way over there. It's like this big open area.
Yeah.
Think of this picture this giant open area.
Yep.
And from like
It's like
probably a couple miles away, like a really long distance, a sniper shot shoots at Snake.
ooh.
And he's like, "What?" And then we hear the end.
Yo, he looks like a chill dude.
He's an old man,
Yeah.
very old man.
Hey, quick question. Where was he just at when he met the Russian weapons scientist? Because wasn't everyone there?
Uh,
And why is he
no,
in
no,
a
no. Okay,
valley now?
so he oversaw Grozny Grad, which is where the boss Volgan
Oh, with like
Ocelot
some
was.
binoculars type
Yes,
shit.
like he saw it from a distance. This was like a little like
So
it wasn't like a base, but it was like a little like there's a building where like what's that called?
what?
It's like a I guess a business building, I guess, because it's got like files and shit in there, and there's like meeting rooms in this like building that he goes in where he finds granite.
And that's on the way to the one that
Yes,
he
it's
foresaw in the
it's not
distance.
connected to Groznygrad.
Okay.
It's like its own separate area
And this valley is in the
in
middle of
between.
that.
Yes,
Okay.
I should have said that. Sorry,
No, you're good. That makes sense.
but yeah, no, he hasn't gotten to Groznygrad yet.
Okay.
Um,
Because I just assumed he was there. That's why when I was like, oh, all the eggs are in this basket, it's like, dang, he's here.
no,
This
no,
is
no,
it.
no, not yet.
Got it.
It's kind of like a gauntlet. Like he keeps going through these obstacles on the way to the
Yes.
objective. Once Snake finds the end, we learn. I don't remember if the end tells you or if we hear it from over radio or anything. I don't remember, so I'm just gonna tell you. But the end has a photosynthetic body and can exist like a plant. Like he can literally photosynthesize.
So he can use the sun and
Yes,
like
to feed him.
water.
So he
Well,
can
I
post
guess we
up
all do
in the
that.
same position for literal like weeks on end.
Oh, that's cool because he's a sniper.
Yes.
Nice.
And
That's unique.
he can be in the exact same location for like extremely long periods of times. We also learned that the end is over 100 years old.
Wow.
He's like I don't remember. They don't say exactly how old he is, but he is over 100 years old. Like this
Okay.
man is old as fuck.
Yeah.
Um, the end, like before the boss fight starts, he like starts talking to the forest. He's like, "Spirits of the forest, give me your will for this final battle." And it's like this is clearly his end. Like he's like been reserving all of his energy for this fight
Okay.
throughout the game. Because in every scene before, like when we saw the Cobras in the helicopter, and like when the boss is like, "Hey, I'll send the End and the Fear out to go get Snake," he's sleeping in a wheelchair. So
Oh.
it's like this whole game he's been asleep, and he's been reserving his energy for this fight.
So now that he's at a point where he feels like he needs to expend it.
Yeah, and it's pretty much like we can kind of gather from context clues that this is his last battle.
Mm-hmm.
Like if either way, like because he's old as fuck.
Yeah.
This man is like on death's doorbed, but he's still like, since he can use photosynthesis, he's still in pretty good shape. Like he can run around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just cool.
Okay.
Boss battle ensues. You're in this boss fight with him. There are 3 ginormous maps that this boss fight is laid out over, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a big area. Like I'm talking like multiple screens. Like you have to transition and get loading screens in between between these areas.
Okay.
The End is completely camouflaged. There's no radar, nothing. You don't know where he is. You have to use the sound of his sniper, the glint of his scope. You have to listen for his parrot because he also has a parrot.
Right.
You can hear his parrot singing off in the distance
I was
if
gonna
you listen
say, is
close
the
enough.
parrot like sound like him too?
No,
Okay.
it's just like a little bird, but
Okay.
it sounds different from the other birds in the forest.
Yeah.
If you use like the directional mic and you're like pointing it around, you can hear his breathing.
Nice.
You can put on like heat-seeking vision goggles if you pick them back up earlier in the game. If you find them, you can put them on and like look for his footprints.
All the while he's shooting at you.
Yes,
Okay.
it's really cool.
It would be cool if they used the parrot as like a false
That would be cool. That would be pretty cool.
yeah, because it's a parrot, it could be like a trick. I'm trying to think of the word, like a red herring.
Yeah, red herring.
Yeah. But either way,
A
that's still
distraction.
yeah, that's cool though.
Snake can take a couple different ways to beat this boss. You can go the regular route of just tracking him down, finding him, and killing him, which is my personal favorite way to do it because it's so in depth. It's so fun. It's just actually so fun.
Yeah.
Or you can cheese the fuck out of the system. Do you want to hear how you do this? You're going to
Mhm.
love this.
Mhm.
The End is old, right? If you save the game and turn it off, if you take your clock for your game console and you turn it to 2 weeks later, and then you start the game back up, the End will have died of old age.
Whoa. That's
Yeah,
like an in-game mechanic that they
yes,
put in.
yes,
That's
literally,
awesome.
like, because when that happens, a cutscene will play of Snake walking up to the End, and he's like laying on the ground, and Snake like taps him, and he doesn't move, and then Major Zero will call you and be like, "It looks like he died of old age,"
Dude.
and even Major Zero will be like, "It's not a very honorable way for that fight to go out, I guess, but I mean that's what you did."
Yeah, well, he didn't do anything.
Well, I mean, the game is kind of like, yeah, you didn't fight him. You're a loser. But I
Okay.
mean, you did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Dude,
It's really cool.
that's pretty cool.
If you turn the game off, wait 2 weeks, and then turn the game back on, he'll have died of old age.
Yeah.
I can just imagine someone who was playing this game and didn't know that, and then like actually had shit they had to do for 2 weeks, and
I
like
know,
just
they get
like
back.
had to take a break, and they're like, "Oh, I'm about to sit down and play some Metal Gear." I remember that boss fight sounded really cool. I'm ready to play this. Starts it up, and the man's just dead.
He's literally just died of old age.
Yeah, it's
Dying of old age in battle, that's a rough way to go.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
Actually, no, it's not. It's probably the best way to go. Well, I guess
I
it
mean,
depends on how
no,
you die of
because I
old
mean, the
age.
End, he literally saved all of his energy for this final fight. He was like,
Yeah.
"I'm ready for this fight."
He lost his arc.
Yeah,
That's that's
that's the
rough.
bad ending to the End's arc.
The good ending is he just dies differently.
Yes,
So he dies either way.
I mean, he's very well aware of the fact that he's gonna die. Because
Yeah,
like even if he kills Snake, he's still gonna die of old age. Like
exactly.
he's aware that this is the end for him.
Yep.
He's just like, I want to have one good last battle before I go.
Nice.
Yeah, the End explodes and Snake continues on.
Okay.
Snake moves on and he continues on and he finds like a little cave. He goes into that cave and there's a ladder in this cave.
Going up?
Yeah, it kind of leads in like it's like a sewer system cave.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's like some cement walls, but it's also like kind of mountainy. Like picture like a mountain sewer hybrid.
So it was basically built into the mountain.
Yes, kind of.
Yeah.
And this ladder is at the end of this cave. He goes up to this ladder. Boss battle ensues.
Ooh, who we got?
The ladder.
No.
This ladder
What does
is
that
it's a
mean?
boss battle.
What does he keep trying to not let him climb?
It's a this ladder is the longest ladder in gaming.
Is it like that one ladder at the end of the first game where it was
Yeah,
the
that
cutscene?
takes you like a solid 20 seconds though.
How long is this?
Over 3 minutes.
Yo, is there anything happening? Or you just climbing?
You're just climbing. And then they literally the theme song of this game is called Snake Eater.
Mm-hmm.
That's the song's name. And it's really, dude, it's like the most James Bondy song you've ever heard. It's like Snake Eater.
Oh, nice.
And that song plays while you're climbing up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts when you get on the ladder and it ends like
It's the full song.
yes, the ladder is the entire song. And it's kind of the halfway point of this game.
Okay.
It's like that ladder, a lot of people, including myself, use that ladder as like a representation of Snake coming into his own.
Wow.
Whereas at the beginning of the game, he was kind of like a baby. Like he didn't know what was going on. He was like the boss betrayed him. And this ladder represents him going to his path of no, I'm gonna do my mission.
Yeah, and
Because now he's gone through a couple trials and he's learning more knowledge, and now he's getting this ladder. It's like the halfway point. It's like where Snake is like, I'm gonna do my mission.
okay.
This is like Snake's resolve. It's not said in the game that that's what this is, but that's what I think.
And I imagine
It's like symbolic.
and I imagine how it plays after this climb kind of reiterates that with how his character progresses too, which I wouldn't know yet, but that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so Snake gets to the top of this ladder, right? And he finds Eva. She's there.
Eva.
Yeah. She tells Snake about Colonel Raidanovich Rykov.
Ah,
Yeah.
Raiden. He kind of looks. He kind of looks like
He
Raiden.
looks exactly like Raiden.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like his ancestor or something?
I mean, the fact that Raiden was a child of war. I mean, it could very well be.
No, why don't I cut you off and kill that theory because it's not.
Okay.
I actually
I love
don't
how
like.
you literally
I like Raiden. Right.
prodded me
I
and then
like.
shut it down.
Yeah. I like Rykov's character. Okay, like I like the character. I don't like the fact that they use it to make fun of Raiden.
Oh, that's what they do.
Yeah, you remember in it when we were talking about MGS2, how I said there's even a part of MGS3 that they put in the game to make fun of Raiden because people hated Raiden so
I
much.
see. Okay.
Yeah, I like Raiden, so I don't like this.
Yeah.
They, he's like a little, he's just,
Does he act the same?
he doesn't have a personality. He's just a colonel that's like walking around.
Oh.
And Snake tells you that he is like Volgan's lover. And that
Wait, Volgan.
yeah, he's Volgan's lover, and
Oh.
you need to like steal his clothes and pretend to be him.
Interesting.
Yes, pretty
Okay.
much. So she's basically like you need to impersonate Rykov.
Okay.
But he's like when you knock him out and you take his we'll get to it later, but I'm just talking about it now.
Yeah.
When you knock him out and take him out off like take off his clothes, he's got like little like panties on, like he's got like a thong on. And like
Oh.
they make him such like a little it's so weird.
Yeah.
It's just not I just it's not. It's like that's my biggest complaint with
Rubs
this
you the
game.
wrong way a little
Yeah,
bit.
it rubs me the wrong way. And I think again, this was a different time. This game came out in 2004, so you know, like gay jokes were a lot more accepted back then. But it's kind of like they paint him as like, oh, Raiden's gay, because like you know, in the terms of way back then,
Yeah.
way back, but you know, back then, like gay was like an insult.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the vibe I get from Raidanovich.
Got it.
Because Volgan is bisexual. Raiden is one of Volgan's lovers. Like,
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that would add up. Yeah.
yeah, which I'm cool with that. I'm fine that we have a bisexual villain. Like, that's fine. But the fact
well,
that they just treat Raidanovich as like a little pushover baby joke, and
the real problem here is the thong. I mean, imagine wearing a thong with a penis.
it also has like little lightning bolts on it
That'd be the worst.
because you know Volgan shoots lightning.
Oh
So it's got
yeah.
like little lightning bolts on his thong.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't like it. And honestly, it's not a big part of the game.
Right.
So you can pretty much just look past it, which is what I do. But
Yeah.
is my biggest gripe with this game because I like Raiden. And you
Oh
know,
yeah,
it's
I
just
liked Raiden too.
it's just a weird joke to play.
Yeah.
And
I
also
mean, I'm
the
guessing it's not, like, drawn out, is it?
no.
So at
It's literally this
least
one sequence that you have to steal his clothes. That's
yeah,
it.
gotcha.
But yeah, that's their rebuttal to the fans that were making that hated Raiden. Is they're
Mhm.
like, yeah, Raiden sucks, right?
I see.
And I'm like, yeah, no, he doesn't suck. And even the games like him later on. Like I told you when we were talking about MGS2, is that Raiden's a badass.
Yeah.
He's just as badass as Snake in some sequences, if not more so. So it's weird, and I figured I'd mention it.
Alright.
But yeah, kind of Raidanovich is a weird character, but also I like the character of Volgan having a lover that you need to impersonate.
Mhm.
Like I like that part. It's just why did you make it Raiden? Because everyone hated Raiden.
It's Raidanovich, what do you mean?
Yeah, but it's literally the same character model as Raiden. Like it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Um, but she tells you about Rykov, Raidanovich Rykov, um, and that you need to pose as him to get into Groznygrad, right?
Whatever happened to posing as a scientist? Is that, like, later on?
No, okay. So that's to get into Groznygrad, and then to get in like the lower layers of Groznygrad, you need to pose as
Got it.
Raidanovich.
Cool.
Okay. Eva then flirts with Snake for a little bit. She like kind of like touches him all sensually and like rubs
Oh.
up against them, and she's like,
She's still never given the codes yet.
"No, she hasn't."
Okay. I'm
Snake,
just waiting for that to
yeah,
crescendo.
Snake. It's weird though because Snake is not reciprocating this at all.
Well, no, he's sexually attracted to guns.
Yes.
We've established that.
Oh yeah, no, he's into
Yeah,
guns,
yeah, we've established that.
but she's like all up on him, and he kind of like pushes his shoulder and like shrugs her off, and he's just like,
Yeah. You're not a weapon.
"You're not a gun."
You're a woman.
45. Eva asks Snake because like he throws her off of him, like I said, or throws her off of him. Not throws, but like kind of like pushes her off.
Yeah. You just
And
yeets her?
she's like, so what is the relationship between you and the boss? Like she asks him like straight to his
Straight
face.
up.
Because she's like, okay, well, if he's not into me, maybe he's into the boss.
Mhm.
And she's like, so what is it between you two? And Snake is like, he kind of starts talking about her. And it's even now, like this late in the game, you can see how much this man idolizes her. Like
Yeah.
I cannot stress more. Like I'm gonna keep talking about it because I can't stress enough
Yeah.
how much Snake views this woman as like a saint.
Yeah.
Um,
See, it definitely is it's definitely hitting that nail in hard.
yeah, I mean, the I didn't write the exact quote, but what I wrote down was Snake views her as a mother, and he literally says that half of him belongs to her.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Um, Eva, she's like, okay, well, whatever. And she mentions that Volgan thinks there's a spy amongst their ranks.
Mm. Wonder if it's the boss.
You wonder if it's the boss?
Yeah.
Interesting theory. They they both head out after Eva mentions the spy thing.
Oh, although Eva is a spy, actually.
That's true. Eva is a spy.
So that's could be what she's implying.
Yes.
She literally
We
is.
know that Eva, she's the code breaker that is helping Snake, and we know that she's also doing some weird shit with Volgan.
Yeah.
So it's you could kind of guess, yeah, she's spying on Volgan
And
as well.
Adam's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, we have no idea where Adam is. He literally no contact with him. No one knows anything about Adam.
Got it.
Snake uses his binoculars and he like overlooks again from because they're like when he climbed the ladder, it kind of led into like a mountain area.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like looking from this mountain over Groznygrad and he's like surveying it some more.
Yeah.
Um, he sees from a distance that Volgan is beating the shit out of like a barrel.
What?
He's punching a barrel
Okay.
and he's like laughing. And we're just kind of
Is he
like,
Kronk?
no, we're just like, what is he doing? And then the barrel starts pooling blood from underneath it.
Whoa.
And we're like, oh
There's
shit.
somebody in that
And
barrel.
Volgan like yells and kicks it over, and Granin's body falls out.
Granin?
Yeah, the
The
guy
weapons
who
guy.
who made blueprints for Metal Gear
Yeah.
that sent them to an American scientist.
Damn.
We see that Volgan found out he talked to Snake and killed him for it.
That was fast.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it really does suck for Granin because even in the conversation with Granin, he talks about how much he loves Russia. And he hates Volgan because Volgan is trying to like Granin is he's like, yeah, Russia should want peace with other countries. Like I love my country.
Mm-hmm.
I want my country to prosper. And Volgan's just gonna throw my country into war. So he's like shit talking Volgan because their ideologies don't line up.
Yeah.
Volgan kills him over it.
Yeah. Pretty gruesome way. Some torture shit there.
Yeah, fucking Volgan's dude. I can't tell you how much this dude sucks.
Yeah, so far.
Um, well, the boss and Tatiana, they both show up, and the boss tells Vulcan that the Fear and the End are both dead.
Mm-hmm.
Vulcan's pissed, and the boss says, "It's okay, we still have the Fury."
Got it.
And then they kind of go on.
Yep. There's 3 of them left of the Cobras, right?
Technically, yes.
Well, I
Technically,
would assume.
technically, yes.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess now is a good point. So we've had the pain, the
The
fear,
fear,
the
the
end,
end.
the fury.
Yeah.
We've never seen him. There's also the sorrow.
Okay.
We've never seen him, and there's the joy.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. So it would seem though that the fury is the next one who's after us.
Got it.
Snake continues across, like he continues on, and he gets into this like it's like kind of like a warehouse vibe. It's not a warehouse, but it's kind of got like that like industrial feeling to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just kind of picture like a warehouse, but like it's all cement and it's built into the side of this mountain.
Okay.
Like he continues down and then comes across this area where we find the Fury.
Boss battle ensues.
Yeah, boss battle ensues. What is it? What does the Fury look like,
An
Juice?
astronaut.
Yeah, he looks like an astronaut. Um, like through like boss dialogue and stuff, we can kind of like the Fury kind of mentions that he was sent into space
Ooh.
and he went crazy while he was up there. Like he
Dude.
became disillusioned with like even the Earth is itself, and he kind of
Literally thought about that.
he
Like,
fell in love with like like the fire.
so he found out that the Earth was flat, and now he went crazy because of
Yeah,
it.
dude. Of course. I mean, I would go crazy if I got to see the flat Earth too.
Yeah, dude.
You
That'd be
know,
insane.
it'd be the lie,
I wouldn't know what to do with
the
myself.
lie that we've been peddled our whole life.
We've been peddled.
Ah, this Earth is flat.
The snake.
Um, but yeah, boss battle ensues. Snake wins. The Fury
What does the Fury
explodes.
do? Does he have like gravity powers?
He flies around. He doesn't have gravity powers. He just has a flamethrower, and he has like a jetpack, so he'll fly
He's like
around.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, like Boba Fett, Boba Fett.
Nice.
But he has like a. It's not like a flamethrower out of his wrist. It's like a big flamethrower gun,
Yeah.
and I like this boss fight. I don't like it because the mechanics are cool. There's nothing super cool about it like there is with the End or the Fear. It's just good aesthetics.
Cool.
It's just a good aesthetically made boss fight.
Yeah.
But Snake wins. The Fury explodes. So what we know is that all of the Cobra unit is dead, except the Sorrow
And the
and the
joy.
Joy. Um, and I'm gonna tell you this now because I don't remember when they say it, but the Sorrow is already dead. He's
Ah.
been dead this whole time.
I find it interesting that the joy is the only positive emotion.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
depending on how you look at it, I
it's like
guess.
the boss mentions earlier in the game that it's like all of the Cobras have found a feeling to take into battle. So it's like these feelings that the Cobra unit have is like what makes them want to fight.
Nice.
So like the pain, he likes fighting because he's kind of a masochistic type person.
Mm-hmm.
The End, he fights out of a like a feeling of like I don't know how I would say that.
Maybe like dread.
Dread over the End or something,
Yeah.
or like he's like I want it like an honorable like I want a good battle as I go. And we
Yeah.
even see that from his dialogue. The Fear likes making people scared of him.
Yeah.
The Fury is angry and he takes it out on people in battle. So what we think of is that the Joy must love battle,
Yeah.
and the Sorrow must be sad but fights out through his sadness.
And does like knowing the sorrow's dead, does he ever come up again?
He does. Like I can't. I don't know where to put it in to tell you because I don't think I wrote it down, and like also I can't remember when we learned that the Sorrow is dead. But yeah, the Sorrow's been dead this whole time.
Got it.
So we will still hear more about the Sorrow in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. But Snake, he is able to get into Groznygrad,
Nice.
which is like the main area.
Yeah.
He steals Rykov's outfit,
Yep.
you know, and he continues on down until he finds Sokolov.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. They
Pretty.
meet up again. It's been a minute.
It's pretty like it's a little too easy actually.
I was getting that same feeling. Does Sokolov look traumatized?
Sokolov's pretty pressed. He's pretty upset,
Yeah.
but he's not like He's not like a shell of himself, but he's like, I need to get the fuck out of here. He's like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Um, but when Snake starts talking to Sokolov, Sokolov tells us that Tatiana is in fact not his wife.
Oh,
She's not his wife. She's not his lover. She's not anything. She is, in fact, a spy sent by Khrushchev.
the Russian president, or not president, but
The Khrushchev is the guy who's ruling over Russia right now.
yeah.
But yeah, Tatiana is
Well, I guess
actually
this is the 60s, so it would be the president.
Tatiana
Can't remember.
is the spy that was being talked about earlier. Vulcan knows there's a spy in their ranks.
So that's the one.
Yeah.
And he
And it's
knows that
Tatiana.
she's the spy?
He doesn't know she's the spy. He knows there is a spy.
Mm.
Um,
And we know there's more than one.
I've shown you a picture of Tatiana. Do you remember from that picture what she looks like?
She kind of looked like Olga, I think, right?
Not Olga.
No, she didn't. Then I don't know. Didn't she have short hair?
No. She had her hair up.
She had her hair up. Okay.
I'm just curious if you have any idea to who Tatiana really is.
I'd have to see the picture again, but no. Right
Okay.
now I do not.
Okay. Well, I mean, you'll figure it out.
Okay.
Sokolov also tells us that the Shagohod's phase 2 has been completed.
Ooh.
So we're fucked. Shagohod's like fully up and running.
Yeah, so he essentially did what he needed to do to be useful.
Yeah, so Sokolov's no longer useful. So that would suck.
Yeah.
So he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here,
Yep,
man.
that makes sense.
Volgin shows up while they're talking. And remember, Snake looks like Rykov. He even has a mask of Rykov's face.
Because I was gonna say his face is very different.
No, he's got a Rykov mask. It's
Okay.
like it's in game. It's a mask that you can put on, and
It's like a Mission Impossible mask.
yes.
Yeah.
So Snake literally looks exactly like Rykov.
Yeah.
So it's okay that Volgin shows up because he looks like Rykov, right?
Right.
Well, Volgin grabs Snake by the dick, and from this,
No way.
he like feels it. Like in the cutscene, he grabs Rykov's dick or Snake's dick, and he you see his hand kind of shake a little, and then he backs up and he looks at Snake and he goes, "You're not Rykov."
Dude knows the measurements.
Yes, I mean from the size of Snake's penis, he has realized that it's not Rykov.
That's crazy.
That's
Too big.
Yeah, dude. Kuwabara.
Kuwabara. Oh my.
But yeah,
So Snake's fucked?
that's not good. Volgin
I promise. Whips it out.
I mean, if he saw it, he'd probably be like, that vein is displaced. It's not in the right spot.
You're right.
So
He has to keep it concealed.
he would know.
What does he do?
But Snake kind of backs up and he smacks Volgin's hand away and he like kind of backs up. He's like, ugh.
Keep those grimy little dick
Yeah, why are you
beaters off
touching
of
my
me.
dick, man? Then Volgin like looks at him and goes, you're not. What does he call him? I can't remember what his first name is. So I'm just going to say Rykov. But he says him by his first, Ivan. His first name's Ivan. That's Colonel Ivan Rydanovich Rykov.
Okay.
And he goes, you're not Ivan. And he looks like hurt.
Yeah.
He then looks at Sokolov, shoots him in both legs.
Oh.
Sokolov falls on the ground and like starts bleeding out.
Catching strays.
And he's just yelling and screaming.
I love how he didn't shoot the imposter. He just shot the dude.
Volgin is a sadist, bro. Just likes seeing people suffer.
Yeah.
So it's probably like he's now mentally torturing Snake because he probably knows it's Snake.
Oh,
because it's not Rykov.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, you probably came here for Sokolov, right? So I'm going to shoot this fucker in the legs.
Got it.
So he shoots Sokolov in the legs. Then, like, while he's he shoots him in the legs, and before he can do anything, Snake, like, jumps forward and disarms him. He, like, grabs the gun and throws it on the ground. The boss rushes into the door. Now the boss is here.
Oh, man, this is it.
Yeah, and she fucks Snake up.
Again?
Yep.
And this is the third time.
He puts up a fight this time. He does try to fight back. The first two times, he barely did anything. He just kind of, like, stood there while she beat his ass. This time, he, like, punches her and, like, puts up a little bit of a fight, but she still overpowers him.
Dude.
She beats his ass and throws him to the ground.
Does she... Well, obviously not. I was going to say, does she kill him? No.
She pulls off his mask, too, so now it's very clear, yeah,
Confirmed.
This is Snake.
The real mask was the pants.
Yeah.
According to
Volgin?
Volgin, yeah.
Volgin tries to shoot Snake. He grabs the gun and he holds it up to Snake's head, but then the boss disarms him again. and she like punches him in the face and like
Vulcan?
yeah.
Ooh.
She like punches Vulcan in the face, grabs the gun and throws it on the ground. And then like Vulcan is like, "What the hell?" And she's like, "You stay out of this." And
Wow.
Vulcan backs down.
Asserted dominance.
Yeah, Vulcan backs down. By
Whoa.
the way, Vulcan is huge. I don't remember like because I'm showing you pictures of the characters. So
He looked bulky.
dude, he's huge.
He's huge.
He's like probably at least 2 to 3 feet over Snake.
Oh shoot.
Like he's big.
He's a giant.
He's a giant man, probably like 7'5" or something like that.
Okay.
And the boss is like this, not little girl, but she's like a little shorter than Snake.
Yeah.
So we're assuming like 5'11".
So she's still tall.
Yeah, but you know, like not as big as Vulcan. And she just fucking put this man in his place.
Okay.
So here we have 3 dudes laying at her feet. Snake's on the ground because she just beat his ass. Vulcan is like on his ass
Yeah.
because she just pushed him back, and Sokolov is bleeding out.
He out through both legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Vulcan, he gets up and he's like, "I see why they call you the boss." And then he like turns around.
Oh, so he essentially was like, "Yeah, you are dominant."
Yeah, he's like, "I don't even want to fuck with you." Vulcan's scared of her.
Yeah. Shoot,
The
dude.
fact that Vulcan is scared of the boss, it just kind of shows us further how actually badass she is.
Yeah.
She's insane. But he's basically like, "Okay, well, what are you gonna do? Protect him? What are you gonna do? Protect Snake? Like, whose side are you on?" And she like steps away. Vulcan doesn't kill him, but he beats the all caps here, bro. All caps on. He beats the fuck out of Snake.
Is this worse than when Boss destroyed his bones?
Yes,
Dude,
absolutely
whoa.
worse. Like I'm talking.
How does he recover from this?
He's like punching Snake so hard that you can see blood spurting out of the Snake's mouth.
Yeah.
Like this man is literally like he like smashes his face into the wall and then like picks him up and Snake's eyes are like drooping. Like his eyes are rolling in the back of his head. He's on the borderline of consciousness.
Okay.
Like Vulcan is beating the fuck out of him like badly.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's barely alive. And I mean, he can't take it anymore, so Snake passes out from Vulcan's beating. When Snake wakes up, it's in a torture room and he's all he can see is blackness. He can't see. So he can still hear though, and he hears Vulcan torturing Sokolov as well.
Yeah.
We hear some like wet thuddy smacks. It sounds like Vulcan has like beat Sokolov into a pulp. Unfortunately.
Yeah, like you can hear the blood.
Yeah, and we hear Sokolov screaming, and then the screams start to fade, and we just hear squishes and bloody pulp smacks and shit.
Wow.
And Sokolov's dead.
Rest in peace.
Vulcan beat Sokolov to death.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Dude, he was in the worst position, honestly.
He really was, because he didn't want to do any of this. He just wanted to go back to his family.
Because when you are because when you're in that position where like, if I don't complete this, I lose everything. If I complete this, I lose everything.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I guess if he completed it, he didn't really know what would happen, but we knew what would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after Sokolov is dead, Vulcan turns his sights to Snake, and he starts beating him again, but it's not as badly. He's kind of doing his villain monologue-y thing, and he's going on and on about the philosopher's legacy. Vulcan mentions that the philosopher's legacy is a pool of immeasurable funds created by the three great powers, America, China, and Russia, during World War II. It was like they used it to like fund the war.
Okay.
That's all we get for it for now. Like that's all we know about the philosopher's legacy for now.
And that's what Vulcan's been using to fund his rebellion.
Yes, but why does Vulcan have all of it?
So he's essentially a trust fund kid.
He's essentially, and he also is the richest man in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
But while Vulcan is beating him, he notices that a transmitter falls off of Snake.
The radio?
No, like a transmitter.
Oh, like a recording device.
Like a location device.
Oh,
like
someone. So like a transmitter.
Yeah, yeah, like a transmitter.
I know. I'm kidding.
Someone planted on him. We don't know when. We don't know who did it, but at some point, someone planted a transmitter on Snake.
That's interesting. Okay.
Interesting. Vulcan is like, "Yo, what the fuck?" He's like looking around at everyone in the room, and now we see that Tatiana, the boss, and Ocelot are all here.
Okay.
They're all in this room watching Snake be tortured.
Dude, I was about to say Ocelot in this torture room. I was like, if Ocelot better be in here, 'cause that'd be a cool parallel. Because every time there's been a torture room, it's been Ocelot.
Ocelot's the one doing it, and now he's just standing on the side.
He's like learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But Volgan like turns around and looks at everyone. He's like, "Who did it? Who did it?" He's like, "I know there's a spy in here. I know one of you's a spy. So who the fuck did it?"
Well, why would one of them put a transmitter device on him if they're also there? Like, what would the point of that be?
The boss fesses up. The boss is like, "I put it on him." And Vulcan's like, "Why would you do that?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I needed to know his location so the Cobra unit could get the drop on him."
So it's been on him the whole time.
Yeah, we
Okay.
assume that back when he found her the first time on the white horse, when she beat his ass, she planted it on him.
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Vulcan is still suspicious of her though. He's like, "Yeah, really? So the Cobras could get a jump on him? That's why you did it?" And then she like steps up to him, and he backs down. She's like, uh, she doesn't say it, but she's like, "You want to test me?"
Yeah.
And he like backs down, and you can see his face kind of like go a little bit, and he's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Okay.
He then says, he's like, "Well, I mean, under the circumstances, boss, I'm gonna need proof that you don't have connections with Snake. So cut out his eyes."
Oh.
He tells the boss to cut out Snake's eyes.
Wow.
So she pulls off the because there's like a, I said Snake couldn't see.
Yeah.
There's a bag over his head. So now she pulls it off, and Snake is like his eye, like the light comes in. He's kind of like blinking. He's looking around. He's like he's just fucked, all fucked up,
Oh
dude.
yeah. He's very disillusioned.
And then the boss is holding a knife to his eyes, and she's like, you can see her hand kind of shaking.
Yeah.
Like this is the first time in the game we've seen the boss like wavering,
Mm-hmm.
and her hand's kind of shaking. As the boss raises the knife to his eyes, Tatiana steps in and she stops her. And Ocelot's like, "Yo, why are you protecting Snake? Like, what's your deal, Tatiana?" And Ocelot starts playing roulette. Remember the roulette game that I mentioned?
Yep.
He starts playing it with Tatiana. And the one bullet, I guess Snake counted, or Snake had really good luck because the bullet that would have killed Tatiana, Snake like he's like strung up, like he's got his arms up and he's like hanging from the ceiling,
Yeah.
and he's like dangling off the ground.
Okay.
So picture like there's a rope holding his hands and he's strung up to the ceiling.
Yes.
Snake like swings into Ocelot as the bullet would have killed Tatiana,
Wow.
and the muzzle, like the flash from the gun, it goes off and burns out Snake's eye.
Oh.
Because like Snake did it to make sure Tatiana. Because if Snake didn't do that, Tatiana probably would be dead.
Eye patch.
There's an eye. Yeah, Snake has an eye
Yeah.
patch now.
Yes.
Not yet. I mean, his eyes just burned.
Okay.
But it's pretty insane because Snake like the cutscene. It's brutal. Like this shit's dark. This is
Yeah.
not fun. Snake like swings in front of it, and the like gun goes off, and we can hear Snake's eye pop.
Ooh.
Yeah, and like there's a spurt of blood that shoots out, and he starts screaming.
Okay.
And Ocelot, he like pulls back and he's looking at his gun. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, dude.
The boss slaps the fuck out of Ocelot.
He's like, you dumbass.
Yeah, she calls him a dumbass.
Yeah.
She's like, "Why the fuck would you do that?"
Dude, Loki probably helps. Okay, I'll let you continue because I have a feeling I know what's about to happen.
But I mean, this is just absolute chaos,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Vulcan, he's like, "I don't want to deal with this anymore," so he just leaves. Like he turns around and leaves, and then Ocelot is like, he's embarrassed, and the boss just slapped the shit out of him,
Yep.
so he also leaves. The boss shoots Snake in the leg. Like she grabs a gun out of her back pocket and she shoots Snake right in his leg.
Okay.
And then she like gets up close to his ear and she says, "Run." And then she leaves.
Shoots him in the leg and then says run.
Yeah, she shoots him in the leg, says, "Run,"
Okay.
and then leaves. Tatiana's still in the room, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
She gets close to Snake and she's like, "I have an escape route. Like, meet me here." And Snake realizes that Tatiana has been Eva this whole time.
Oh, wait, it's the same Eva that
It's
was talking to him?
it's Eva, yeah. The
Oh.
the code breaker from the beginning of the game, the one who's been kind of flirty with Snake.
No, yeah, I know. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Okay.
Eva. I mean, I showed you their pictures earlier, but they use the same character
Dude, you know
model.
what's hilarious?
What?
When I saw Eva's picture, I was like, "Oh, she has cool eyes." And I literally had a thought. I was like, I feel like they looked like the same eyes that Tatiana had. I feel like I can't remember if I commented on her eyes either, but like,
I don't think you did.
okay, that's cool.
But yeah, it's the same model.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
it's a lot better of a mystery than Snake and Pliskin, though.
Yeah.
I will say it's pretty obvious when you play the game, but it's not like revealed in a way where it's like this huge mystery you never could have figured out. It's kind of just like, yeah, I've been Eva.
Yeah. And like story wise, that's cool. That makes sense.
Yeah. She then leaves, and Snake is pulled out by the guards, and he's brought to a holding cell.
Okay.
So now Snake is a prisoner. He's lost an eye. He's got the shit beaten out
And
of
his
him.
leg is injured.
Yes.
And there's no super high tech ICU.
Remember how I told you that paramedic will like help Snake through like the healing yourself mini game?
Yeah.
She runs Snake through, and he digs out the bullet that the boss shot him with.
There's gonna be something in the bullet.
The bullet has a fake death pill in it.
Yes.
Um,
What does that mean?
he uses it because like he takes it and it fakes death.
Oh, it like makes his
It like
heart quote
makes
unquote like
yeah
stop kind
yeah,
of you think he's dead.
and he used it to fake out the guard. So the guard comes in, and then he like you take the
Oh,
wake up pill and then beat the shit out of the guard so you can escape.
nice. That's why I was like, why'd she shoot him and then say run?
I will mention there are multiple ways to get out of the cell. You don't have to do that. It's the same way. It's the same thing as in the
Yeah.
first game.
Yep.
There's 3 separate methods. There's the puke method, where if you go into like the survival viewer, which is where like you do the healing and like you eat your rations and stuff, and you spin the camera so Snake spins around. If you do that for like 20 seconds straight, when you go back out of the survival method, Snake will start throwing up.
Whoa. Okay.
There's the radio frequency method,
Well, how does puking help him escape?
because the guard will like be like, "Oh, are you okay?" and he'll open the door.
Oh, okay.
There's the radio frequency method. So there's this like prompt in all of the cutscenes. If you press L1 at certain points, you can see through Snake's eyes and see what he's looking at.
Hmm.
And in this scene, there's a guard, like it's a cutscene while you're in jail of a guard talking to you. And if you press L1 during this scene, um, you see through Snake's eyes, and you can see a ghost behind the guard.
What?
The ghost, yeah, and he's holding a sign that has a radio frequency on it. And if you call that radio frequency, it'll unlock the door.
Dude, that's awesome.
And
So
then,
L1's like first person.
yes,
Okay, because it's these games are usually always third person.
you can use first person view, but it's pretty much only used for aiming and these cutscenes.
I see. Okay.
Um, and then those are the 2 methods, and then also the pulling the bullet out of your leg, which is a fake death pill method.
Which is probably the canon.
That's the one that's the PigPenPodcast canon.
Got it.
Um, then I will mention there's also it's really weird, but there was a game Kojima wanted to make. It was like a vampire game, and the main protagonist's name was going to be Guy Savage. And if you call paramedic while you're in this cell and talk to her, she'll like mention that she'll mention that she loves vampire movies or something.
Ah.
If you then save the game and turn it off, when you turn the game back on and boot up your save, you'll be in Snake's nightmare, because it's like he went to sleep during like after you turned off the game.
Whoa. What is the nightmare
It's
like you can play it or
yes,
is it a
it's a
cutscene?
playable nightmare.
Oh.
And it's like you play as Guy Savage, and it's like a hack and slash. It's not Metal Gear at all. It doesn't feel like Metal Gear at all. It's like you have like 2 like hook blades, and you run through and kill vampires as Guy Savage.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like a little Easter egg.
Yeah, it is an Easter egg of like a game that Kojima wanted to make. It never got made, but also it's never been ported over to any of the new versions of MGS3. It's only available on the PS2.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's like a weird little lost to time Easter egg.
Yeah.
But it does has 0 story importance. I just wanted to tell you.
I wonder if it's gonna be in the one coming out this year.
I actually hope so, because that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But when you wake up from this nightmare, Snake will like he'll like chastise paramedic. He'll be like, "You talked about all those vampires, and then I had a nightmare about them."
Okay.
But anyways, Snake gets out of the cell, and before he gets to the rendezvous point with Eva, because she was like, "I have an escape route."
Yep.
Before he gets there to where she's at, the guards are alerted that he's escaped.
Okay.
It's pretty quick. They know Snake's escaped, and they're all after him.
He's gotta get his stealth on.
Yeah, so Snake basically gets down to like the sewer level of Groznygrad. It's like this big sewer that leads out into a waterfall that goes down into a river.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so have you ever seen the movie The Fugitive
I feel like I know of it,
with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones?
dude.
It's I think it's from the 80s.
I know, and I'm
There's
like,
literally a scene that I think Kojima ripped this off from, because
he?
it looks very similar.
okay. I'm pretty
Picture
positive I
this
haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
picture this ginormous sewer, huge sewer that leads to a waterfall, and the waterfall goes into a river
Okay.
that overlooks the valley. Cool set piece.
Yeah.
Anyways, Snake, he's like going down, and then now all the guards are after him, so he starts running. And it's the Ocelot unit that is chasing him, led by Ocelot.
Mm-hmm.
They chase him into the sewer, and they get him to the edge where the waterfall's at. And it's like there's like literally like 40 guards and Ocelot, and they have dogs and everything. Snake's pretty fucked here. Snake just kind of like scoffs, looks at Ocelot, looks down, and he goes, "It's just like, man, what is my life?" And then he jumps off the waterfall into the river below.
Dude has jumped into water so many times this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how Snake gets out of Groznygrad.
Man, that sucks because
Um,
now he's set back
yeah, because
like quite
he's got
quite
to
a
go
lot.
back to Groznygrad later,
Yeah,
so
and he's
he's fucked up this
he's
time
very
too.
injured.
But remember, if he fails this mission, it's death. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
he has no choice.
yeah, exactly. Um, well, in this river, like Snake like comes up out of the water, and in this river, like everything's changed. The whole world looks different. It's all like a dark shade of blue, like it's raining. It doesn't feel like the game you were just playing.
Interesting.
And Snake is met by the Sorrow.
Wow.
That's the ghost that I was telling you about when you look in that cutscene.
Oh, that shows him the radio frequency.
Yes, the
So,
Sorrow is dead. The Sorrow is a ghost.
oh, that's crazy. Okay.
So Snake is now in this river with the Sorrow.
So he's almost in like another like parallel.
It's like the ghost dimension.
Yeah. Well, when they were in the helicopter, was he
Yeah,
still alive at that point?
if no, he was dead. But if you did the thing where you look through Snake's eyes, you could see him floating next to the helicopter.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Boss battle ensues.
Yeah, what is this? What's going on?
Kind of.
Okay.
You can't kill the Sorrow. You can't attack him. He's already dead.
Why would he show the radio frequency if
Sorrow's kind of helping Snake throughout the whole game.
Oh,
There are multiple points in this game where you could look through Snake's eyes and see the Sorrow.
okay.
Um, and like there's a little button that comes up at the top corner, but I mean sometimes when you're watching the cutscene, you won't even notice it because it's
Yeah.
not super obvious. It's just like it kind of pops up and then goes away after a couple seconds.
Okay.
It's not like it's this big drawn out thing.
Yeah.
So there are multiple points where you could see the Sorrow. He's kind of like an Easter egg in most of the game. But we don't know why the Sorrow is like helping us and he's also about to fight us.
Hmm.
That's weird. Well, the Sorrow doesn't actually fight you. Like I said, it's kind of a boss battle. So the Sorrow's boss battle is it's really cool. So these games have always been about like stealth. Killing people has always been frowned upon in these games.
Yeah,
The
that's
Sorrow will
true.
revive the souls of every person in the game you killed.
Oh, up to that point?
Yes,
Ooh,
including the bosses. Because you can trank the bosses. You can put them to sleep. They still
dude.
explode after, like, they'll die either way because of the detonation inside them.
But it wasn't your
Yes,
hand.
but it wasn't your hand that ended their life.
Yeah.
So they won't be there if you trank them. But every guard, I'm literally down to the number. The game has a counter, an invisible counter. Every guard and all the bosses that you kill in the game will come after you in this river.
That's sick.
And Snake has to like avoid them by like dodging them through the river.
To get to Sorrow?
Yes. And the only way to get out of this boss battle is to use the fake death pill and then revive yourself again.
Oh, nice. So you can, if you find that out, you can do that immediately.
You can do that immediately. The boss battle could be over in 2 seconds if you wanted to.
Got it.
Or you could wait till the end where then the Sorrow will tell you that you can revive yourself. He won't say revive yourself. He'll kind of give you a hint to revive
So he's
yourself.
almost putting you through a trial. He's not
Yes.
trying to kill you.
He's not trying to kill you, and it's not even like malicious. It's kind of like this is what you're doing. Think about your actions.
Mm-hmm.
The ghosts of the enemies you've killed though can't hurt you.
And I like that his name being Sorrow, his drive is probably his.
It cries blood too, and every time the Sorrow is
Whoa.
near, every time it rains in this game, it means the Sorrow is near.
Wow.
And literally in the beginning, remember when they show the Cobra unit? It starts raining when like the boss looks up at the rest of the Cobra unit, and she like looks up at the rain and she goes, "Sorrow, is that you?"
Dude.
So it's like the Sorrow is really cool.
Yeah.
He's a really cool character. Okay, so I can't remember if it's during a codec or a radio call or if it's during the boss battle, but we basically learned that the Sorrow was the boss's husband.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Sorrow was the boss's husband, but she had to kill him for a mission that she was on because the Sorrow's Russian and the boss is American. And then back in World War II, like they worked together to stop the Nazis.
Yeah,
But I mean, after that, there was missions afterwards that one of them was she had to kill the Sorrow.
that's sad, man.
Yeah, she was forced. She was forced in the same position Snake is forced into right now.
Yeah,
She had to kill someone she loved
yeah.
for her government.
And then ever since then, he's been a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learned that the
I
Sorrow
wonder.
was.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a bit of the agenda that the boss is kind of on right now. That'd be interesting.
It'd be interesting.
Okay.
Um, and then, like I said, I can't remember if that happens during the boss fight or right after. So that happens. We learn that the boss fight, Snake gets out. He
Got it.
escapes
Yeah.
of this weird ghost dimension that he's in.
Yeah. See, that almost makes it. That like adds to the reason why he's probably subtly helping Snake.
Yeah, it definitely does. The Sorrow is he has very little lines. He doesn't really talk that much,
Mm-hmm.
but he's very sympathetic. Like
Yeah.
even just the way he acts, you can
Yeah.
tell. You're like, you feel bad for him.
That's cool.
Once Snake escapes and gets out of the ghost dimension, he's able to get to he gets out of the riverside and he gets to a cave where Eva's there.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I knew you jumped off, so I thought I would just meet you down here because,
Yeah.
So
Because he jumped off.
yeah. She tries to seduce him once again, and he kind of still is like, "No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fall for it."
Nothing's changed.
Um, she reveals, yeah, she's Tatiana. She's been working for the KGB, which is why she's been Tatiana this whole time. And she also gives Snake an eye patch to cover his lost eye.
Yeah.
So Snake has an eye patch now.
Nice.
Um, but after this whole section, there's one part that's funny. Snake, he's like he eats a snake in the scene because like throughout the whole game, like you have a stamina bar that will go down
Okay.
and you have to eat. You can you can catch animals and eat them.
Nice.
Snakes are one of the animals you
To
can catch.
recover stamina?
Yes,
Okay.
it's just a game mechanic. But in this cutscene, Snake is eating a snake, and he's like, "What? You don't want to eat a snake?" And she looks at him and she goes, "Not that one."
Oh.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
she's trying to seduce him.
Oh, the whole snake thing. Yeah. Yeah.
She wants to eat a snake,
His
but not that one.
snake.
She wants to eat his snake, dude.
See, I also was gonna say like the parallel with Adam and Eve and the snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's a thing, but
It definitely is, but I mean, I think we'll get more into that in MGS4 if I remember to talk about.
where is Adam? That's the real question.
There is a
here.
lot to talk about MGS4. There's a lot of shit that I've made just I don't even know if I'm going to remember to talk about.
Yeah, it's
And that's one of them. Cuz like yeah, it's just a fun parallel. It's nothing super important though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. Snake he continues on and he gets back into Groznygrad. Sneaking in. Like it's like a whole section of gameplay. Once again, we'll just kind of skip over that.
Yep.
He gets into the hangar where the Shagohod is. And when he's inside, he gets a call from Major Zero and Sigint. You remember Mr. Sigint?
He was the
Gun expert that came on for Operation Snake Eater.
with those overalls.
Yes. So Major Zero and Sigint tell Snake that he can destroy the Shagohod by using C3 on the fuel tanks. Snake, he puts all the C3 on the fuel tanks. Like he finds the C3 and he puts it on the fuel tanks.
Yeah. Is that like a plastic explosive?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Eva calls him and then is like, "Hey, I got this escape route." So,
Oh, right, because she wanted him. She wanted him to meet her, right? Somewhere.
well, she already did that.
That's what that was.
Yeah, in the cave.
Yeah. So her escape route that she's like,
Got a new escape route. So, like when they blow up the Shagohod, they
the
can
new
get the fuck out of
rendezvous.
there. Yeah,
Got it.
they get the fuck out of there. But yeah, so it's looking good. Eva's got an escape route. Snake's got the C3 planted on the. It's like a remote explosive, so that he can plant it and then explode it later on.
Okay.
It's like a detonator type explosive. So Snake starts trying to get out, like he starts sneaking out after like everything's looking good,
Mm-hmm.
and he hears
Joy.
Volgan.
Oh. I was waiting, man. There's one
Man,
more.
we talked at the same time. I was trying to be like climactic.
Oh, dude, I
And
know.
we said it at the same time. You fucked everything up.
Well, continue.
I'm sorry, listeners, that my co-host is such a dumb piece of shit.
To make it up to you, I won't say anything for the rest of the time.
Awesome, dude. So, anyways, the new podcast. Let's talk about how much we hate Justin.
Whoa.
I thought you
We
said you weren't gonna talk, dude. You know what? I'll forgive you. Hey, don't give me those eyes. I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. It's okay.
really?
Yeah,
All right.
I promise.
Well,
Everyone at home, do we forgive Justin?
yeah, we forgot Justin.
Okay, looks
Why do
like
they
we.
sound like little bitches?
How you gonna insult our audience, dude?
Insulting you.
They're paying your bills.
Are they though?
No, we're a nonprofit. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. We
Anyways,
are the charity.
yeah. Okay, no, let's get back to the game.
All right, who is it, dude?
It's Volgan.
All right, man. What's he
Volgan.
doing?
He yells out Snake's name. He saw him sneaking out, and he's like,
Snake.
"I'm vague. I'm vague,
I'm vague?
dude." Snake and Volgan hybrid. That's terrifying.
Yeah, that is terrifying.
Yeah,
Imagine Snake, but lightning.
yeah.
Koopabarra.
Kuwabara,
Oh,
Kuwabara.
Kuwabara. Yeah, not the animal.
Capybara. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's true.
But Volgan yells at him. He's like, "Hey, I see you, Snake. I see you down there." And Snake like looks up, and Volgan and Ocelot are standing over by the Shagohod, and they have Eva. She's unconscious on the ground.
Of course. I was waiting.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the boss also shows up and disarms Snake once again. This time she doesn't beat his ass. She just disarms him.
Okay.
So he puts up a fight, and all she does is able to get the gun out of his hands.
I'm waiting for Volgan to step up and be like, kill that dude. Because if I was in their shoes, they've also had many chances to kill Snake.
But I mean, if you remember, Volgan is like terrified of the boss.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm almost thinking like there's gonna be a breaking point,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Volgan then monologues about the philosopher's legacy and how he caught Eva with it because it was like in an underground lab, and somehow Eva got it. And he's like, "Yeah, I know she's the spy now. I know this isn't Tatiana. This is Eva." Now Volgan knows. He knows everything. Basically, he's like relaying that to Snake.
So the philosopher's legacy is like a stack of money, basically.
No, so it's like a little chip. It's like a microchip.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. It actually, yes, it's very reminiscent of like Bitcoin.
It's like
And once again, Kojima predicting the future.
so it's essentially a digital form of money.
It's not a digital form of money. It's like a microchip that holds the location of all of like the places where the money's located at. Because the money has
Oh,
been laundered through multiple banks across the world. So
okay.
it's not like one stack of money, it's money all over the planet, and this microchip holds the locations of all of those money.
That's cool. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Basically, Volgan found out that Eva had the microchip on her,
Yeah.
and only he knew where it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, or not, I don't remember how she figures it out, but she figures it out and gets it.
Okay.
He then pulls like the little microchip out and holds it in front of Snake's face, and he's like, "This is what you're looking for." Yeah, no, and he puts it in his pocket.
But Snake wasn't even looking for that.
Snake wasn't, but that's what Volgan thinks. Volgan thinks that the American government's here to steal the philosopher's legacy.
Ah, okay.
The boss has even backed up this. In a couple cutscenes throughout the game, the boss has been like, "Yeah, he's probably here for the legacy."
Ah, I feel like she's saying that on purpose then.
But Snake, or not Snake, Volgan kicks the shit out of Eva, like he kicks her in the stomach.
Yeah.
And then he gives us some exposition.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
He tells us what the philosopher's legacy actually is.
Okay.
The funds were divided across the world, like I said, and his father was the one in charge of it. His father was part of the quote unquote philosophers.
Mm-hmm.
His father, he set it up so that none of the other philosophers would get their money back after the war. So like the philosopher's legacy was made as a like they pulled all their money together during World War II to like help out with the war effort.
And they
And
did it. It was almost an investment to get back
yeah,
once the war was over.
yes. And then like they would get their money back after the war, but Volgan's father set it up so that the money would not be redistributed.
Got it.
And no one really knows how he did it, so just kind of think of your own cool way that he does it in his head.
Okay.
But yeah, he did that, and then when he died, he gave Volgan the philosopher's legacy, which is that chip.
Yeah.
Volgan then hands the legacy to the boss, like he gives it to her, like the little chip, and she picks Eva up, and she whispers in her ear, "Leave everything to me."
Ooh, okay.
And then they both leave.
The boss and Eva?
Yeah.
Got it.
Volgan, he then is like, "All right, now the women are gone." He's a dick.
Yeah.
He's a misogynist too. Did I mention that under his belt of being an asshole?
I assumed.
He's like, all right, now the women are gone. Even though the boss is like, he's literally scared of the boss. He's still gonna be like, oh, women.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fuck you, Vulcan. Anyways, Vulcan's like, the women are gone. Let's fight, Snake. So he's like, starts walking up to Snake when Ocelot steps in. Ocelot's, hey, no, I want to fight Snake. Like, I want to finish him off. Vulcan shuts that shit down. And he's
Mm,
like, back the fuck up. I'm Vulcan. I'm gonna fight Snake.
yeah.
Boss battle ensues.
With Vulcan,
Yeah.
officially.
Yep. Ocelot in this boss battle like goes up to the rafters above you on like catwalks and stuff that are over because we're in the chamber of the Shagohod. Like the
Yes.
Shagohod's behind us.
Yeah.
So Ocelot's standing like up in the catwalk area. And like during this boss battle, Ocelot's clearly pissed off that he's not the one fighting you.
Okay.
Because when you like hit Vulcan, Ocelot will be like, yeah, get him.
He's
And,
such
like-
a sidekick.
And then like Ocelot will throw down ammo for you if you run out of ammo.
To you?
Yeah. Because
Dude.
Ocelot's pissed off at Vulcan. He wanted to fight you.
Oh, wait, he's cheering for you. I was
Yes.
thinking he was like, yeah, get him when Vulcan
No,
hits.
no. When you hit Vulcan, Ocelot's like, oh yeah, get him.
Oh my, that's crazy.
It's really fun. It's really fun.
That's cool.
You beat Vulcan.
Easily?
Not easily.
So it's not very climatic.
Well, who said this was the end?
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
But like, you beat Vulcan. You knock him down. He's not dead. You just knock him down.
Yeah.
And he's like clearly winded, but not dead.
Okay.
He like looks at Ocelot. He's like, shoot Snake. He's like, shoot him. I'm done with this. And Ocelot's like, no, you didn't let me fight him. I'm not shooting him. And
Nice.
then Ocelot walks away. We're finally starting to get to see some of Ocelot's trickery nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's like, the most of the game, he's kind of been a pushover. And now he's kind of standing up to Vulcan. He's like, fuck you.
Well, he's been his whole thing is that we never know who he actually is.
We've never, even throughout the other games, throughout this point in the series, we still don't really know who Ocelot is.
Yeah.
Or like what his actual motives are.
Or yeah, what organization he's with. So
Because he's been with everyone. Ocelot's like a triple agent across the entire planet.
yeah. Yeah.
Bro's insane. But yeah, Ocelot walks away. And right now, the C3 is about to blow up. I guess it wasn't like a remote. It was a
Timed.
timer. Yeah, that's what I meant to say earlier.
But they're still in there.
Yeah. So Snake, he's like, I'm just gonna leave Vulcan. I don't even care, and he starts running away. He makes it out of the building, and then Eva shows up on a motorcycle.
Okay.
I mean, the last time we saw Eva, she was with the boss.
Yep.
So it's a little weird how she's no longer with the boss and she's by herself with a motorcycle.
Well, the boss did say
Leave everything to me.
yeah. So I assume that she hooked her up.
But Snake hops into this motorcycle with Eva, and Eva then says that the boss let her go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you're right. I was kind of trying to prod you and like, I wanted to hear a
Right, 'cause
theory.
you
But
assumed I'm a dumb, stupid little boy.
did I assume incorrectly?
Yes.
All
You bitch.
right. Well, the facility explodes as they drive away. Like it blows up.
Good. So this feels like the end of the game right here.
It does.
The Metal Gear's exploded. Snake's riding away with a woman, and we know nothing, so it's definitely not over.
Yeah, it's definitely not over.
Yeah.
But while they're driving away as the building is like exploding, Eva's like, hey, I got an escape route and I even got a jet over by the lake. So that's where we're gonna go now.
Man, she's efficient.
Yeah, she's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Oh no. Uh-oh. This sucks.
Uh-oh, ruh-roh.
The building's exploding, and as the buildings start collapsing,
Lightning.
we see the Shagohod start coming out of the building.
Oh, I see.
We didn't get a Metal Gear fight. You said it was the end of the game. We didn't get a Metal Gear fight. We fought Vulcan.
Of course.
Yeah.
Then again, the Metal Gear fight is never, well, I don't know. We'll
I
see.
mean, like you said before in previous games, the Metal Gear is never the main threat, but there's
Yeah.
always a Metal Gear fight.
Yeah, because in my opinion, the Metal Gear, well, I guess it's not an opinion, it just is what it is. Like the Metal Gear is always the crux or it's the MacGuffin, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, boss battle ensues.
yeah.
It's not your normal boss battle. This is probably the longest Metal Gear fight in the series, by the way. Because it's not a normal boss battle right away. It's a chase sequence.
Ah, okay.
The Metal Gear's chasing you on this
On
motorcycle.
this bike. Do we know who's manning it?
Yeah, Vulcan.
That's what I thought.
He got in the Metal Gear and then got out before it exploded. Or got out while it was exploding.
Okay.
But yeah, like you can shoot rockets and stuff at it, and like other soldiers are coming up on bikes behind you, and they're also firing weapons and shit at you. It's a really cool sequence. It's really long.
Mm-hmm.
It's long, but it is really cool. Snake and Eva, they make it to a bridge that Eva has rigged with explosives.
Nice, dude. She's on it.
She is on it, dude. She's really on it.
Good. I really
So
hope she stays good.
they get across the bridge, and then Eva blows the explosives, and she's like, "Yeah, he shouldn't be able to get over now."
She should have waited till he was on the bridge.
That's what she does. You're right. You're right. I remembered incorrectly. That's
Oh,
what she
okay.
does.
Okay.
Is like the Shagohod gets onto the bridge and then she blows it. So the
Yeah.
Shagohod falls.
Yeah.
And half of the Shagohod blows up. Like half of it breaks off and falls into the river.
Nice.
But the half that has Volgan in it doesn't. It
Ah.
doesn't. It's like, so it's kind of like it blows up right in the middle. It's like she waits for it to be right over top
Mm-hmm.
of the explosives and then she blows it up. So it like it's kind of like think it blows up right through the middle. So half of it, like the back half falls off into the river, but the front half still has Vulcan in it. And it's
Okay.
got like those big arms, so it
Yeah.
starts pulling itself up through like over the ravine.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, you could guess. It's not over yet, Snake. It's not over yet.
Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
Kuwabara. Like I said, the Shagohod pulls itself out of the ravine. Boss battle ensues once again.
Yep.
Yes. This time, when Snake beats the Shagohod, it's done. Snake beats the Shagohod, and Volgan, he gets up and he gets out of the cockpit and he stands on top of the Shagohod. It starts raining. Remember I said every time it rains, the sorrow is near?
Oh yeah.
But it starts raining, and Volgan is like giving you a monologue about how he's gonna fucking kill you. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Snake.
Yep.
And while it's raining, guess what happens? A bolt of lightning from the rain hits Volgan and
Dude.
fries the man on the spot.
Wow. That's poetic.
It's very poetic. It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
This piece of shit who uses lightning the whole game. I didn't mention all the times where he's like using lightning, but like in the torture sequence, he like shocks Snake. When he kicks Eva, he like also electrocutes her. Like there's a lot of times, and like a lot of times when he's punching stuff, you can see like lightning flying off his hands.
Makes sense. I
Yeah,
assumed
it's
it was
cool.
a frequent thing.
Very frequent. I just didn't mention it every single time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like this lightning bastard fucker, piece of shit, dog ass, cock fuck, asshead gets
Wow.
gets gets fried by lightning.
That was some very vulgar descriptions of Volgan.
I see what you did there. I'm liking it, dude. I'm liking
See,
it.
with him, with the big boss dead. Well, not big boss, but the so-called big boss of the game dead, and Shagohod, and I mean, who's left? It's just the boss.
I will mention, as Volgan is like when the lightning hits
Oh,
him,
the joy.
when the lightning hits Volgan,
Yeah,
his entire body is engulfed in flames.
man.
That's it. Remember that.
Okay.
His entire body is engulfed in
Yeah,
flames.
so he's not dead.
No, he is.
No, he's not.
No, I'm not lying to you right now. I'm
Oh,
being
okay.
so serious. Volgan is
Okay.
dead.
Okay. 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 I believe
But
you.
his entire body is engulfed in flames, and Volgan falls over dead.
Okay.
Okay. Snake and Eva, they like before they can bask in their victory, a group of soldiers on bikes show up and ambush them. So it's another chase sequence. And this time, like when you get to the end of the chase sequence in game, it's like they hit a rock or something while they're driving. Like it's pretty, I don't know how to describe it in a great way, but like it's like they like crash kind of.
Yep.
And Eva and Snake are thrown off into another ravine. Eva's injured really badly. Like there's a stick that goes through her side
Ooh.
and pierces her from the back all the way through the front, like it's coming out of her.
Okay.
She's like sitting there on the ground and she's like blood trickling out of her mouth. She's like, Snake, am I gonna be okay? How does it look? And Snake just goes, ugh, pretty bad.
Yeah.
But Snake calls paramedic and he gets told how to patch Eva up. She's still fucked up, but she can move now.
Okay.
Snake escorts her through the jungle and they make it to the jet that Eva likes at the rendezvous point. But Snake still has one mission objective left,
The boss.
the boss. And Eva's like, don't do it, Snake. Don't kill her. And Snake's like, I have to.
Wow.
Um,
And I'm
and
guessing he knows that the boss already helped him, so.
Eva says, well, she's waiting over in the field of flowers.
Whoa. Wow.
After she took we learn right here that after she took Eva out and like got her away from Volgan, she basically set it up so like Eva would be fine, and then she went to go wait in this field of flowers because she had faith that Snake would win,
Okay.
and she's been waiting for him this whole time.
Yeah.
We also learned that the boss, her old code name used to be the Joy.
See,
The boss is the Joy.
I had a feeling. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a feeling because I was thinking the Joy has to be somebody we've already seen in game. Like they're not just gonna pull out a random
yeah. The
because
boss is the Joy.
yeah, okay.
Snake's it's time for his final act of his mission. I mean, Volgan's
Mhm.
dead. The Shagohod is destroyed. Unfortunately, Sokolov's dead, but that was like the other part. Like either rescue him or he dies. Like
Yeah.
he's dead, so Snake's mission is still fine. Like everything is still good right now. He just has to kill the boss.
Yeah.
Sucks for him though.
It does. I'm guessing he's gonna ask her some questions first though, because like what's what?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
So he heads over to the flower field where the boss is, and he finds her just standing there. They have themselves a talk before they fight. So the boss, she's like, "Hey, you know what, Snake? I'm gonna sit in the exposition seat," and she gives us a conversation. Are you ready to hear what she's got to say, Juice?
Monologue time.
Monologue time. You
Give it
ready?
to me.
Ready to hear it?
Yep.
She says that she wants the world to be united as one, and how enemies of today are friends of tomorrow. She then tells us that she can no longer bear children, and that she relates to Snake as he also has the ability to not he doesn't have the ability to bear children because
Mm.
he was at the Bikini Atoll atomic testing site, and like the radiation, it rendered him infertile.
Okay. So they both had that radiation happen.
Yes,
Got
she was at the atomic testing site in Nevada. So they were both rendered infertile and irradiated. I think that's the term. It basically means someone who's been subject to radiation poisoning before.
it. Okay. Wow.
Um, but during this, she says that like she relates to Snake because of that. And then she also says that during the space race, Russia just launched Sputnik into space, which was the unmanned um,
Rocket.
yeah, it was like a satellite. Russia, like they launched like the first man-made satellite into space, and the U.S. was like, we gotta win the space race. So since the boss was already irradiated, they didn't have the like equipment to put the boss back into like put someone into space without the risk of being exposed to radiation. So
Mm.
they're like, we'll use the boss because she's already been irradiated.
They double downed.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, So she tells Snake that while she was in space, she saw the world as one, an entity with no conflicts, and she began to start feeling disillusioned with the way that the world works. Then she was sent to the Bay of Pigs, which completely shattered her trust in the US government because, the whole situation with the Bay of Pigs.
Cuba. Oh, like we abandoned
Yes, we
the
abandoned the
the
Cubans
the uh
in their time of need.
the rebellion, right?
Yeah, and she was like, I can't believe that we were friends, so why would they just bow out and completely
Yeah.
like all of the Cubans were slaughtered because of the US's decision to not help them at the last minute.
Right.
She then tells Snake that she was forced to kill the Sorrow by the philosophers.
Which was which was revealed the husband.
Yes, the Sorrow was her husband, and apparently at some point the philosophers are the one who made her do it. She then tells Snake that the original philosophers were known as the Wise Men's Committee, but
Mm.
they all died and were replaced as time went on. And the once noble goals of the Wise Men's Committee became corrupted and turned into what the philosophers are today, which is just, it's a group of greedy
Power
bastards,
hungry.
power hungry bastards that have all this money that are trying to rule the world.
Okay.
She says that her father was one of the original philosophers, but he was killed by the philosophers, which is why she knows all of this. But since her father was one of the original philosophers, they know who she is. And like they have dirt on her, and like they're basically using her as like they've been able to use their strings to control her actions at certain points in time.
Mm.
Okay. She explains that her and the Cobra unit were there at the storming of the beaches of Normandy,
Ooh,
which
okay.
is like, at the end of World War II.
Yep.
And it's been said multiple times throughout the game that World War II was ended by the Cobra unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says that at this storming of Normandy, she was pregnant.
Whoa.
So she's not able to give birth to a child anymore, but apparently back then at the time she was pregnant.
Okay.
She did have a baby. She says that she gave birth to a baby boy, and the philosophers took the child from her, which is
Shh.
why they've been able to control her actions throughout certain
She's had a
points.
child this whole time. This
Yes.
is reminding me of Olga.
I will say the game never tells you who that child is, but you can put it together through context clues.
Okay.
There's another character who's blonde. There's another character who actually I can't remember all the clues, but it's Ocelot.
Oh, is it really?
Ocelot is her son.
Did she know that this whole time?
She doesn't know. She doesn't know that Ocelot's her son.
Whoa, that's crazy. Okay.
But the philosophers took Ocelot from her at the time, and
When do you learn that? Like as the player?
you don't. They don't ever tell you. They don't ever spell it out for you. You only can
You
figure
can
it out
only figure it out.
through context clues, through
Oh,
like multiple different conversations and stuff. Like there's certain things the Sorrow says because he's the dad.
you're right. Dude,
Certain
and he looks like old Ocelot a little bit.
yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, Ocelot is the boss's son that she doesn't know about, but the philosophers took Ocelot as a baby and have used him as leverage over the boss
Okay.
this whole time. Which is why there's certain points where the boss is, you know, like why she was at the Bay of Pigs, why she was forced to go into space. Like she had to do what they wanted because they had her kid,
Yeah. Okay.
you know? She shows you a scar on her chest. It's like a big old scar in the shape of a snake. That's just thematics, by the way. That doesn't actually mean anything.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
just thematics. But that's because they literally had to give her like an on the field C-section. They
Yeah.
cut this woman's entire shit open and pulled the baby out of her.
Wait, so she was like full bellied
Yeah.
at war?
Yeah, she's a badass, dude.
That's crazy.
Dude, the boss is a badass.
Yeah.
Arguably the most badass character in the whole franchise.
Dude, that's yeah. Just
She's
that alone.
she's insane. But she then, after telling him all of this and showing him the scar on her chest, she thanks Snake for listening to her, and she says, "I have nothing left to give you except my life, and now it's time to fight." She says, "The one who survives will inherit the title of boss, and the one who inherits the title of boss will face an endless existence of battle." She then says, "Finish your mission. Boss battle ensues."
Dude.
This shit's emotional, by the way, bro. I ain't lying to you.
So wait, so her whole thing of
Yeah,
being
yeah, yeah. Hold on. Is there anything about her whole monologue that you were confused over, wanted to know more on?
so her reason for joining the Russians or joining I guess she wasn't joining, but like what was her agenda? Like why did she this whole game? Like what was she doing?
We still don't know.
Okay. So that's what I was wondering. Like
By the end of this recording, you will know.
got it.
I'm not gonna hold that over you.
Okay. So this boss battle's emotional.
Yes, it's pretty sad. Like there's sad music. The field you're in a field of like I think they're like white lilies,
Uh
but it's like it's so emotional, bro. I cannot stress how emotional this shit is. And like
yeah.
Snake is fighting his mentor.
Yeah.
Even she literally gives you help throughout the boss battle. Where like not help, but she'll like praise you. Like if you can land some hits on her, she'll be like, "Good hit, Snake."
I feel like at this point, like just fake her death. Like, does she even need to die at this point?
Yes, she does.
Does she?
Yes.
They need her body, basically.
No, they can't really fake her death because she's so high profile.
That's true. Like, yeah, I guess she is very well known. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sucks.
unfortunately. But Snake defeats the boss, and she's laying on the ground, and she hands him her gun, and it's called the Patriot.
Oh,
It's like the type of gun is called the Patriot.
I see.
She hands him her gun, and she hands him the Philosopher's Legacy. Remember, Vulcan gave it to her earlier.
Yep, yep.
Um, and she says, "You got to put an end to me." And I'm not kidding, bro. This scene is so emotional. Um, the game, it like this was like it was a cutscene of her handing you the gun and the thing after you beat her, and then it zooms out. It's no longer a cutscene. You have to pull the trigger. The game will not. It will not shoot the boss for you.
Dude.
It will not shoot the boss for you. She's laying on the ground, and she's like, "Snake, finish me off." And then literally, there's no music. Everything cuts. It's just silence of Snake standing over her with the gun pointed down at her in this field of white lilies.
Wow. I see the image right now.
Yeah, I'm showing him the image of Snake standing over her with the
Dude,
Patriot in his hands.
that's a sick shot too.
Yeah, it is really sad, and you have to press the fire button.
Wow.
Until you press the button, the game will not do anything.
Yeah.
And then you pull the trigger and it shoots. You hear the gunshot. The boss, her hand falls down, and her horse that has been standing around in the back. Remember her white
Oh
stallion?
yeah,
Her
yeah.
horse is in the background, and you hear it neigh. Like it starts, like it kind of like
To her
cries.
death.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sad shit, man.
Man.
Snake kills the boss. Sad shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, after that, Snake, he's like fucked up. He's sad. Bro's sad. Like you can tell this man how sad he is.
Yeah.
Okay. But he heads back to the plane where Eve is at. Um, he gets on, clearly devastated, and they start flying away. Ocelot, he like there's like these I don't want to say hovercrafts, but they're like these things that can like hover over water. And since they're at a lake, the jet is starting to take off, and you know how like it takes a minute to take off, and
Yeah.
it's like going over the lake.
Yeah.
Ocelot uses this like thing that like hovers over the water, and he zooms up to the jet, jumps off of it into the jet, and then he's standing in there with Snake.
Okay.
And Ocelot, he's like, "Man, I'm gonna kill you now, Snake." And they get into some good old fashioned
He's like,
fisticuffs.
we can finally have our fight.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They
Nice.
get into some fisticuffs, and I'm gonna be dead ass with you, bro. This scene is so well choreographed. It's so beautiful, of like them fighting.
It's a
It's just
cutscene?
yeah,
Okay.
it's just such some good cinematics.
Nice.
But anyways, it ends at a stalemate. Neither of them win, and they're just kind of standing there looking at each other. Ocelot pulls out his revolvers, and he then decides to play roulette with Snake. He says, "Only one of these guns is loaded," and he places it on the ground. He flings it around a bit, so you don't actually like if you're playing the game, you don't know which one has the bullet in it. Then he places it on the ground, and he says, "Snake, my real name is Adamska. What is yours?" Snake says it's John.
Mm.
Remember in the MGS2 video we did when you were like, "Hey, Snake's real name is John, right?" And I was like, "Not this snake. This snake's name is David, but there is a snake named John."
Oh yeah, okay. So
Yeah,
his name's John.
this snake's name is John.
Okay.
Um,
Forgot about that.
but yeah, Ocelot's real name is Adamska.
Yeah.
Snake's name is John. And then the two do like they pick up the guns and they do like a Western style draw. They like go towards each other, pick up the gun off the ground, turn around and walk back, take a couple paces and walk backwards. And Justin, I'm going to give you the choice. I'm going to give you the choice of which gun you choose because you actually get the choice in game.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, you get to choose which gun Snake picks
Do
up.
you choose first?
Yes, you choose first.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the choice of which gun you get to pick,
Okay.
and it will change the outcome of what's about to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is
Oh.
a new little segment I'm going to call WWJD. What would Juice do?
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So there is a gun on the left and a gun on the right. Which gun do you pick?
so there's not three?
No, he only has two this time. Did I say
Oh.
three?
No, I just assumed because
He's had three most of
three
the game,
whole
but he only
time.
has two right now.
Okay.
There's a gun on the left and a gun on the right. Which one do you choose?
Um, hmm. I'm gonna pick the one on the right.
You're going to pick the one on the right?
Yeah,
All
because it
right.
would be on Ocelot's left.
Well, they start walking back, and you picked the wrong one. There's no bullet in this one. Snake goes to shoot. Nothing happens.
No, I picked the right one.
And Ocelot's like, "Oh man, you were actually going to shoot me. That's crazy."
No, he knew there wasn't a bullet.
No, he didn't. There's different outcomes. Do you want to hear all the outcomes?
Yeah, sure.
The one on the left has the bullet. The one on the right doesn't have the bullet. There's four outcomes. If you pick the one that has the bullet, Snake shoots, but it's a blank. If you pick the one without the bullet, Snake tries to shoot. It doesn't shoot.
So he
I
actually
think
does want to kill Ocelot this time.
well, it depends on what outcome you get. There's four outcomes. Two of them are random. Two of them can happen in random playthroughs. Two of them are choice based.
Okay.
So you're shaking your head.
It's just because I'm still on the fence of like the boss, and then we're just having this random ocelot adventure. And I still have no idea why anything in this game has happened. And we're just having a shootout with ocelot.
Okay, yeah. Okay, regardless the outcome. It's like one of them, Ocelot shoots you, but it's a blank. You shoot Ocelot, but it's a blank. Ocelot, literally none of the options lead to Ocelot dying.
Okay.
It's just, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a
Oh, it
choice.
is cool.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to give the WWJD will return in future episodes, ladies and gentlemen. We will get more Justin choices
Oh
as
yeah,
the
yeah.
years go on.
I wasn't shaking my head at that. I thought that was cool. It's just the fact that they're just leaving. They're just still not telling us. Like we're just having to sit through this.
Yeah, it's not that it's not that long in game,
Oh yeah, no, I know.
but
That
yes,
makes
you're
sense.
right.
I
You're right.
figure it's not as
Okay,
long.
we'll move on. We'll move on. Whatever the outcome, Ocelot. He's like, oh, you were gonna shoot me? No, I respect you, and I just want you to know I respect you. And then he jumps out of the
So they
plane.
just did all that to kind of for like
It's
the
kind of Ocelot's the end of his arc, where he's like,
yeah.
I respect you as like a comrade at this point.
Okay.
And then he jumps out of the plane into the water, and Snake and Eva continue on.
Okay.
They escape. They like stop off and have like a campfire, right? Eva tries to seduce Snake this time, and it works.
Really?
They bone.
Wow.
I'm thinking it's probably because Snake's so sad about the boss.
Yeah, that's
Well, I
interesting.
mean, some people use sex as like
Yeah, but this snake did not seem like that would. But then again, I don't know.
I think
Doesn't really
I think
matter.
most of the game, the reason he's like not taking Eva's advances is because his mind has been focused on the boss.
Right.
And
Okay.
then this time
That makes
he's
sense.
like he's like, I killed my mentor. Like I just want to stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he
That's
kind of
fair.
uses Eva as a vice to get like not think about it for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, they have sex. They bone.
Yeah, they have
They
sex.
have some adult time together.
Okay.
When Snake wakes up the next morning, Eva is gone, but she left a recorded tape for Snake.
Mm.
There's like a little like it's like an old 60s like recorder, with like the film that
Yep.
plays. It's that kind of tape. Snake plays it. He lights up a cigar, sits down on the couch and plays it.
The couch.
The couch. Why did I say the couch? They're at like a campfire.
I know. I'm
Shit,
like,
what did I say?
where'd a couch come
No, no,
from?
no, no, no. Okay, so like she left her. Okay, fuck. She left a recorder.
Okay.
She left a recorder. Snake plays it, lights up a cigar. He's like, oh, fuck, she's gone, whatever. He plays this recorder.
Yeah.
In this recording, Eva gives us a bunch of shit. Are you ready to hear this?
All right.
Eva says she was never an agent of the KGB, and she never defected from America. She was an agent of the People's Republic of China. She says that Adam never showed up, and she killed Eva and took their place.
Okay.
Yes. Just on the Adam thing, Ocelot said his name was Adamska.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm not going to go further right now, but think about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Adam never showed up. She doesn't know why Adam never showed up. But Eva, who was a different person, she killed Eva and took his place. Eva wasn't a girl. Eva was a man. It was the two NSA code breakers were both men. And
Oh.
our Eva killed the real Eva and took her place.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam just never showed up. We never know what happened with Adam.
Okay.
But she has not been an agent of the KGB or America. She's actually been working for the People's Republic of China this whole time. Remember at the beginning of the game when I was like, she has a Chinese pistol on her?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's like one of your hints
Oh, okay.
that like she's secretly working for China the whole time.
Gotcha.
After Snake fell asleep, he fell asleep like after she had the sex with him.
Yeah. The
And
sex.
she took the Philosopher's Legacy that the boss gave Snake.
Okay.
Her whole goal this entire time was to get the Philosopher's Legacy for China. Because if you remember, the original Philosophers group was America, Russia, and China all pooling their things together.
Right.
And this whole time, Eva's entire goal is then to get the Philosopher's Legacy back for China.
Okay.
Because like for most of the game, we've seen Russia and America's agendas, but we haven't seen China do anything. I have mentioned China a couple times, though.
Yeah. Didn't she already have the Philosopher's Legacy like earlier?
Yeah, but Volgan took it off her and gave it to the boss. Because like she went to go steal it
Ah,
from
that's
Volgan's
right.
thing, and then he found out, took it from her, and gave it to the boss.
That's right. Okay.
So this whole time, she's been trying to get that.
Okay.
And then when the boss gave it to Snake at the end, she took it from him like while he was sleeping after the good old sexing.
Okay.
You got a look on your face.
No,
Are you
I'm just waiting.
tracking?
No, I'm
Everything
waiting.
good?
I'm
Okay,
waiting.
cool.
Waiting for the ball to drop.
She then says that out of everyone, she had everyone fooled except one person, and it was the boss. The boss knew who she was the whole time. So she became close with the boss, and the boss eventually told her the truth. The truth that only Eva and Snake will know from now on. You ready to hear the truth of the boss?
Mm-hmm.
The boss didn't actually defect. It was a ruse set up by the US government. They sent the boss in to gain Colonel Volgan's trust, which is why she gave him the nuke at the beginning of the game. They sent her in to gain Colonel Volgan's trust in order for her to steal the Philosopher's Legacy. So the boss's original mission for her quote unquote defection was to infiltrate Volgan's ranks, gain his trust, steal the legacy, and return it back to America. But everything went to shit, and it all changed when Volgan actually used that nuke to blow up Russian territory, because then Khrushchev got involved. And then the US government now actually had to use her as a scapegoat.
Okay.
The boss was branded a war criminal, even though she was just serving her purpose the whole time. Like, she was just doing a mission. She was sent in to infiltrate Volgan's ranks, get the Philosopher's Legacy. But when he fired the nuke, they had to use her as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
So when they sent Snake in, she knew from the very beginning, she knew the minute she saw Snake what was happening. And she played her part the entire time.
And she honestly did end up completing her mission by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the boss, she was she was doing her mission the whole time. Her mission was to let Snake kill her.
Yeah.
She knew that without even ever being told. She knew.
Well, and she also got the Philosopher's
Yeah,
Legacy too.
and she gave it to Snake.
Yeah.
But Eva stole it in the last minute.
Oh yeah, true. But the boss knew that would happen. Or no, the boss didn't know.
The boss
The
didn't know
boss didn't know
Eva,
Eva's agenda, but she knew Eva was
a
from the.
spy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, the U.S. government, their whole time they were looking for the Philosopher's Legacy. This was never about
Okay.
Shagohod, Sokolov, Volgan. It was never about any of it. The U.S. was trying to get the Philosopher's Legacy the whole time,
Yeah.
just like China was.
Okay.
So this whole thing has been about the Philosopher's Legacy and getting all of the money. It's been about greed.
Yeah.
This whole time, it's all just been about money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they used the boss as a scapegoat. They threw her under the bus and branded her as a war criminal, a traitor. And no one knows. No one knows except Eva and Snake, because it was never said.
Okay.
It was all done under the shadows of like, oh yeah, well we'll just use Snake to kill her. And it's a cruel ploy, and the boss was completely shat upon by the US government.
Yeah.
And they also they sent Snake in because they thought, okay, well, if we just have the boss kill herself, then Russia's not going to take that as like an apology. So we have to send Snake in to kill her. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Or at least the idea of that there was somebody sent, even if she did kill herself.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, I get it.
essentially. But yeah, the boss, she's going to go down in history as a war criminal with no honor, even though she was a true patriot who gave her life and honor for her country.
Well,
You know?
yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah. I guess. I mean,
Oh,
she gave her life because her country was greedy. So she she was a war criminal, to be honest. Like,
how is she a war criminal?
well, she was the weapon. I mean, it's not like she wanted to do it, but she gave these Russian rebels a mini nuke,
Yeah, but
and then
she was acting under US command. Like, she was serving a
exactly
mission the
she was
whole
the
time.
weapon. She was yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying the entire time she was working for the US, but she was like undercover. And then essentially Snake's mission was to kill her. And
Yeah,
then she knew that part of her mission was to be killed by Snake.
yeah,
And now she's going to go down as someone in history, as someone who defected to the Russia, who Snake came in and heroically killed. When the whole time she never defected. She was just working for the US government the
yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah. I get it. But she was working for the U.S. government to right to like steal something. I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
But like she wouldn't have been known for that either, because it was just a it was a a
Well,
stealth
it's not that
mission.
she would have been known for that. It's that now she's going to be known for being a traitor
Yeah.
when she's not actually a traitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
sad.
Yeah.
Damn, this hit me like a truck when I played the game. This is like a good twist. I feel,
I think it's just because of the timing of the twist.
yeah.
Like,
You think the way it's being delivered by Eva telling us after everything's happened?
yeah,
Is that what you
in
think?
like a recording, and it's
Yeah.
like, what's what? I don't know.
I will say, I think if you actually saw the cutscene, it might hit you differently because maybe
Yeah.
my bumbling, rambling ass isn't giving it in a good enough way. Plus the
No, no, you're
visuals,
good.
plus the visuals is like we see Snake and he's like just kind of somberly smoking a cigar while this is like being told over the recording, and then it cuts to Snake walking through the like president's office to like be pinned with like a honor badge of like, oh, you
Yeah.
completed your mission. And this whole time we're hearing about how the US is actually so fucked up because they did this bullshit with the boss. But like everyone's acting like it's a great accomplishment that Snake killed the boss when the whole thing was set up by the US government as a
Oh,
way.
oh, you're saying all the Americans. Okay, okay, okay. So yes, okay. Because I'm imagining like when you say everyone, it's just. But yeah, no, that makes sense. Like the Americans are not addressing the fact to everyone else that they're the whole reason that she was there in the first place.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
No one knows that part
Right.
except Snake and Eva. The
Yeah.
whole thing is that the US were pulling some shady shit and then they got caught while they were pulling some shady shit.
No, I get it.
Shady shit.
I get
And
it
then they
now.
used the boss as a scapegoat.
Well, I already got it, I guess. But yeah, no, that is sad. Yeah.
Um well, yeah. This whole time a cutscene's playing where like Snake gets pinned with a badge of honor. And then after Eva's done talking, like that's playing over the cutscene.
Yeah.
After she's done talking, we see like Snake in the room with the president. And Snake like reluctantly shakes the president's hand because the president goes to shake Snake's hand and he like looks at him and doesn't even want to shake it. But then everyone in the room, because we have in this room is like Major Zero, SIGINT, paramedic, all these higher ups in the military. They're all standing in the Oval Office with Snake and they're all like congratulating him on finishing his mission and killing the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And Snake just learned that it was all some bullshit made up by the US government.
Yeah.
So he's like completely disillusioned with them at this point. He doesn't even want to shake the president's hand, but he does because like they have to take like it's just kind of like peer pressure.
Yeah.
So he shakes the president's hand, and when he shakes the president's hand, he's like, "In honor of you killing the boss, you will be now given the code name of Big Boss."
No way.
I'm not gonna lie, everyone at home, Justin, did you know this was Big Boss the whole time?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, so earlier I was kind of rambling and I let it slip and I accidentally said Big Boss instead of Snake.
You did,
It
yeah.
was like during the Ocelot fight or whatever, and I was like,
It was during the bees.
yeah, I meant to say Snake and I said Big Boss.
Oh yeah.
And I ruined the whole thing. And you can hear from my silence, you can hear my face blush. You can hear my entire lifeline just completely corrode as I feel I've ruined everything.
Yeah, but you didn't ruin everything because I was telling you when you said it, and after we paused the recording, I was like, wait. And then you were like, dude, what have I done? But honestly, I kind of had a feeling. I had a feeling just because it was a prequel and it's literally Snake. I'm like, how is there another Snake? Same voice. Like obviously this is going to be Big Boss because Snake is the genetic copy of Big Boss. So I had a feeling.
I wanted to keep the ruse up, but I fucked it up way earlier on. And then, you know what? Here, everyone at home, you want to hear the clip? All right, play the clip.
Yeah.
This man spends an entire minute doing revolver tricks
Is he
in front of Big
speaking or
Boss.
just
No,
doing that?
he's just staring at Big Boss.
Big Boss. Big Boss, what do you mean?
But yeah, this prequel's been Big Boss the whole time, and I
Yes. The
fucked it up for
story of Big
Justin.
Boss. Yeah, so that I really enjoyed the pacing of this. I until the end. Like I feel like the end could have been paced better and it almost gave us too much of it just felt like the monologues, the Metal Gear monologues are iconic, but I feel like they also, and it's also a video game. So, you can't just watch a movie during a video game, and they got to have some way of getting this information to us. And it's not even like it was bad. It was just at the end, I was like, I don't know. It was just a weird delivery of the big, reveal.
Yeah,
But like you said, I didn't like. I feel like if I saw that cutscene, you're right. Like it would have hit me harder.
yeah. I mean, the whole scene of like Snake like refusing to shake the CIA director's hand and like reluctantly shaking the president's hand while he's getting given the name of Big Boss.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most iconic scenes in gaming.
And I will say, like, there was a part that didn't click because I was imagining it a little differently than what it actually was. So yeah, the fact that she was sent by America and then they eventually used her as a scapegoat and nobody knows except Snake, Eva, and whoever was in charge. But in my mind, I'm imagining a lot of people having their fingers and hands in this mission and a lot of the military knowing that she was on this mission. So I'm thinking like, wait, I mean, all these people know like it wasn't actually her. Like there had to be another way, but no, I guess it's only you're
It's
saying it's only
only the
like a
president and the CIA director.
okay. So yeah, so that makes more sense, and that is sad,
Yeah.
especially for Snake having to pull the trigger on that and then realizing like, wow,
Yeah, I mean it's pretty fucked. And like
so
after
this
that
makes me think like, what is Big Boss's agenda in the first Metal Gear game?
that's the question.
Like that's the
That's
question
the
now,
question.
because I feel like this dude's a pretty chill guy.
Well, like after the scene with the not shaking the president's hand, we get him going to the boss's grave and he salutes
Yeah.
and sheds like a tear. And
Wow.
then that's where the game like truly ends.
Wow.
So that whole scene is the most iconic scene and like not the most, but like one of the most iconic scenes in all of gaming.
Yeah.
And it really does raise the question of like, so Big Boss wasn't a villain from the beginning.
Right.
Big Boss was a good guy, and the U.S. government fucked him over. So
Yeah.
it's the question is, how does Big Boss's descent into villainy even happen?
I know, and I feel like I have theories, but I'm gonna probably think on them a little bit more because this game does leave you with some thoughts.
I will say, I'm not going to string you along for other games in the franchise, but there are two more Big Boss centric games.
Cool.
Not every game in the
Where
rest
you
of the
play as
franchise.
Big Boss?
Yeah, where you
Yeah,
play as Big
that makes
Boss.
sense.
Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker and Metal Gear Solid 5 are Big Boss games.
Okay.
So MGS, Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, and Metal Gear Solid 4 are all Solid Snake games.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 3, Peace Walker, and 5 are all Big Boss games.
Okay.
So we will get more of Big Boss's descent into villainy later on, but that's the question that's left at the end of MGS 3.
Man.
There's one more thing that happens.
Okay.
We get a post-credit scene.
What is it?
Snake or Ocelot, we hear him talking over the phone.
This dude.
Always. He reveals that he was Adam the whole time.
Okay.
That's kind of why I said that earlier.
Yeah.
And that he's been working for the CIA this whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's not as good as the post credit scene in MGS 1 or even 2. That's why I
No, but that is interesting, and it just goes to goes to show us even more that
Ocelot cannot be
he
trusted.
is on all sides.
Yes.
At all.
We never
times.
really know what his true agenda is.
Yeah.
We will eventually. And it'll only be because I tell it to you because you won't like the games will never specifically tell you. But I know. I know what his true agenda
You kind of have
is.
to figure that out.
Yes, you have to piece it together from context throughout all of the games.
Nice.
But I do know, and I will tell you probably at the end of 5.
Okay.
Um,
That's cool.
but or maybe even at the end of 4. But yeah, Ocelot's been the CIA the whole time.
Wow.
He was truly Adam, the big boss. The Snake of this game was Big Boss. The boss was a true hero. Snake's been fucked over by the U.S. government. It's all a ruse. Everything's a ruse. Classic Metal Gear.
It's a good game, man.
It's the end of MGS 3, dude.
I enjoyed that. I will say I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it more than 2 or less than 2?
More than 2.
More than 1?
More than 1.
So it's your favorite so far?
So far. I mean, I feel like I've had some similar gripes with all of them, but it's just the nature of the game.
Yeah.
It's not really a take. It's not like a negative thing. So
Yeah.
I liked it.
Okay.
I'm excited for the next one, man.
Yeah, that's good.
We get some more present day.
I will say the next one, we're back to mindfuckery. So
Oh, nice.
I hope you like this nice little break.
I did actually.
Yeah.
It really was a break. It was, but
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's a little bit of fucky shit with the philosophers, but you know,
you gotta love a good prequel.
Yeah, I mean, with the philosophers specifically, it kind of I don't know. It's a lot of fucky shit.
But
It
yeah.
doesn't it doesn't necessarily matter, but it also doesn't not matter. So it's something I'll just have to save for later.
Yep. Well, man.
All right. You want to let the good folks know where they can listen to us?
Absolutely. If you're listening on YouTube, you can find us on Spotify. And if you're listening on Spotify, we are on YouTube. And it's going to be Pigpen Podcast on both platforms.
Yes, it is, and we will be uploading an episode every Friday.
Every Friday.
Every single fucking Friday till the day we
Which
die.
means next Friday will be Metal Gear 4. What's it called?
Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
Guns of the Patriots?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Part 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's going to be a long one.
it's gonna be a long one, guys.
From what
Get ready for
Damien's
that.
telling me.
It's gonna be quite a long one. But yeah, so get ready for that and tune in next Friday.
Yeah. Hope you guys have a good week until then.
I do too. Oink oink, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. All right, so editing pigs here.
Hello.
I was I was a little, I don't know, you guys can probably hear it in my voice, but I was a little taken aback by Justin's
Yeah.
his lukewarm reception to the MGS3 ending.
It was a little lukewarm.
So I
Not bad
it
though.
wasn't bad, but it was like
I didn't dislike it.
it was like, oh yeah, it was an ending, and I'm like, dude, come on now, because this ending, guys, I cannot stress enough. This ending is regarded as one of the best endings in like all of video gaming. Like if you Google best endings in gaming, this is usually one of the ones that pops up. So I was like, I was a little floored. I was a little flabbergasted how warm the reception was. So
You sounded like you were holding back sadness.
I was on the verge of tears. So what I did after we finished recording is I sat him down.
He
I
forced me.
said, shut up, man. You're gonna watch this shit. And I played him the ending of MGS3, from the moment where like Eva tells everything out to Snake over the recorder.
Full cutscene.
Um, and I got him back in here, and I'm like, hey, let's go over it again and see if you have any different thoughts now that you've seen the ending, because
Yeah.
it might have just been me, my delivery and just kind of listening to me yap on might not hit as hard as actually watching the ending.
So here's what I'll say. After watching the cutscene, the first of all, great cutscene.
Very good.
I was actually surprised because I don't know. If like you can tell they put a lot of work, especially in um like the dialogue and I don't know, just the mannerisms. Even though
Like
it's so
when Big Boss salutes at the boss's grave, you can see his eyeball like moving
yeah, like
around.
his facial expressions,
Yeah.
very good.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When we rewatched that cutscene just now, I don't know if you looked over, but I was crying.
Oh,
Literally, just the ending cutscene in this game,
I could tell by the end.
it brought 2 tears out of me.
Yeah, but I was gonna say too, because when you were telling me about it, I was envisioning him. The cutscene was just him in by a campfire, which we realized was a cabin.
I was wrong. I was wrong. It was
Yeah,
not a
so he was
campfire.
actually on a couch, kind
It
of
was a couch. I
like a
didn't mess up
lovesies. I
there.
don't
I
know.
messed up.
Yeah,
It was a cabin the whole
it was a
time.
cabin. So, anyways, I was imagining him just sitting there while we hear Eva's voice. But the cutscene met, and then after that, we see him, shaking the president's hand. But the fact that it was at the same time where we're hearing Eva tell the truth about the boss at the same time as Snake is, going to be honored as big boss and shake
Yeah,
the president's hand, and then her monologue ends with him at the graveyard,
yeah.
and we see his tear like that. Actually, those two things happening at the same time,
It really ties it
it
together.
made it work way better.
Yeah,
And also, like, something kind of clicked because initially I was thinking, okay, I already had assumed she wasn't bad, obviously. Like, I didn't actually think she defected since the beginning because I was like, yeah. I think also later on, like, at first it was an assumption, but later on I felt like it got with the couple clues the game gives you. I was like, okay, she definitely didn't defect. So when the ending came, I was like, right, she was good, and then she died. I was like, well, his mission the whole time was to kill her, and then he did kill her, and I was like, okay. So I was like, I feel like everything I expected happened. So I was like, well, yeah, good ending, but nothing crazy. But either way, I liked
yeah.
it. But after watching it, I will say something did click a little harder because it didn't register as much the fact that when Volgan fired the missile and on Russian soil, from that point on, and like when she first sees Snake, from that point on, she's like, she literally knows that her entire job from that point on, in order to save her country from getting nuked by Russia, her entire job is to essentially keep up her side of the mission, and she has to fully commit to being that.
Yeah.
So that didn't click as hard. Like the fact that she realizes like, wait, this shit just went down. This shit just went south. I now have no choice but to literally give my life for my country, because if they find out that I've been a spy the whole time, they're going to connect me to America, and they're going to realize it was America's mission that they had her do. And then bam, some
World
shit's going
War
to go
Three.
down, because yeah. So that didn't click as hard, cuz I was like, wait a second. She Cuz I was like, well, yeah, I mean, she's going to have to be like, yeah, she's going to have to die. I mean, she fucking gave him a missile and he fired it, and then we don't want nuclear warfare. Yeah, like, unfortunately kill that bitch. But then at the same time, obviously not her fault.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking that's sad. That is sad.
it is sad, and
That's sad for Snake.
it's
Yeah, that's
even
too bad.
it's worse when
But
you put it
now,
into his perspective.
yeah, but now I'm thinking, well, what's even more sad is that she literally the entire game knew it was going to have to happen and willingly pretended to the very end
Yeah,
that and didn't even tell Snake.
she only told Eva, and
Yeah.
she basically Eva told Snake because the boss couldn't.
Yeah. So I will say, seeing the visuals and then kind of understanding more and being like, because when you said it, it didn't click as hard that she like gave like she was the whole time putting up this. Like I know you said it, but that was like honestly the hardest hitting part. And I feel like to me.
Yeah, is that she
Also,
knew the whole time.
I know I said this after I watched it, but there's some assholes for making Snake do this mission
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
first
they
place.
really are.
Honestly.
Because like you did mention, we talked a little off camera and or off audio recording, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you did mention you're like, why didn't they just send someone else to do it? And you're right, they definitely could have sent someone else to do it. It wasn't in
But they
Russia's
literally made
agreements.
her student.
They made Snake be the one to do it,
Yeah. So at the end
and
when
they threatened him with
he's
death if he didn't.
yeah, yeah, they did that.
Yeah, they basically said, kill your mentor,
That's
or
some
we'll kill you.
that's some serious shit.
Yeah, so like we were talking a little, and you were like, well, the U.S. they had no option, otherwise World War III would start. And yes, you're right, they didn't
Yes.
have
They
any
didn't have an
option.
and that's why I was saying initially I had a lukewarm response. It was like, well, I mean, yeah, that's sad, but like we all knew she had to die. Like it
Yeah,
was gonna be
but
inevitable.
the fact that they threatened Snake with death unless he was the one to do it, and the fact that it happened in the first place, all because of the US's greed trying to get the
Yeah.
Philosopher's Legacy.
And then it clicked harder that she had the option to give America up, but she chose to still keep her secret till the end.
Yeah,
So yeah, watching it, but also honestly, just thinking about it after the
it's
fact,
pretty sad.
it is sad, and yeah, yeah, it's definitely a lingering. It was a lingering thing too, and after thinking about it more, um, I'm sorry I put you through that initial
It's
lukewarm
it's
response.
okay. I wish we were recording camera for that part because I was literally just sitting there just like staring at him like
Dude, I
I
I
was like,
I kid you
no.
not. I was like, man, I am I missing something?
I was like, there's no way you just are kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
but
was
to
like
to be
holding
honest,
my head and everything. I was like, what?
yeah, I know. But you know, what I was missing was
And it is because we're covering video games, so like it is a visual medium. Hideo Kojima, he definitely puts a lot of visual aspects into the games, and I'm
right,
just telling you.
right.
So like, there's some things that are lost in translation, but it's between me yapping on but this is one of the moments in MGS where I'm like, dude, you have to understand the gravity of this situation
I know.
because this situation, the whole boss's demise, is essentially the Kickstarter for the whole franchise.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense because it's the beginning of Big Boss's arc as Big Boss,
Yeah,
and the fact that the beginning of him being Big Boss is realizing that the beginning of like him realizing the true nature of America,
Yeah.
basically, and him being like,
And
this is who I'm working for, and this is what I'm wrapped up in. So
we see that with like the way he's acting in the final cutscene.
yeah,
And like you can see that Snake has grown disillusioned with America, and he's like, I can't trust you guys.
yeah,
Like we and that is something that will be further explored with the rest of the Big Boss games.
yes,
Like we do get a descent into villainy arc. And you did mention, I want to say, when we talked a little bit off camera, Justin was like, I don't understand why we got that whole big spiel about her wanting the world to be one before she died.
yeah,
In the moment of the thing, it's more so like in game. It's more so like she's having one final conversation with her student before the student kills her.
mm-hmm,
And a lot of that conversation we'll see, because like I'm not going to tell you too much because I don't want to spoil the rest of the games, but that conversation between those two characters at that specific time will influence the rest of Big Boss's life.
wow.
That conversation of her wanting the world to be one
Oh, it,
is something that will be referred to as the boss's will or the boss's philosophy.
and I'll say this in hindsight, because in hindsight, actually, that conversation makes more sense, because afterwards I was like, why did she say all that? Like, I guess, but like, and I was like, why didn't she just tell him blah, blah, blah? But she essentially was telling him everything she can. And she was basically being like, this
She
is my life and this is why I've lived this whole time. This
she
is,
literally, because you're exactly right, because I think I did say it, but at the end of her like whole monologue, she says, "That's all I have left to give you except my life." She says that line,
yeah.
so it's like she is throwing it all out there for her student, like you said.
Yep. She's essentially giving him one final lesson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's the boss is a tragic character, and
Yeah.
it really it, the whole question boils down to classic philosophies and Kojima posing questions that are bigger than we can think of. Is like, what is a soldier's duty to? Is it to its own like morals, or is it to its country?
Right.
And that's kind of the boss in a nutshell.
Yeah. So,
So
here's the big boss.
here's the big boss.
And also, um, I still liked the ending, but now I appreciate the ending.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad, because when you had that such a lukewarm response, I was just sitting there like, dude, you're gonna get eaten the fuck up in the comments. I'm like, they're gonna cream you for this one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And yeah.
I also want everyone at
I
home
don't
to
even know.
know. I want everyone to know. I'm not holding him at gunpoint right now. I'm not forcing him to say this because I need him to appreciate Metal Gear like I do.
No, I am a very honest person.
Yeah, I'm definitely not putting a
Yeah.
hacksaw to his head and telling him that if he says one thing out of line, it's over.
Yeah. No, I would be yeah, I feel like I'm too honest sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely
So,
don't have a syringe full of sodium chloride shoved right next to his butthole, just telling him that if he makes one wrong move or
this is
one
getting
wrong
really
word,
specific. Wait, did you say sodium chloride?
sodium chloride, dude.
What is that, David?
I don't know, but I saw it in a Saw movie once.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, so
they inject the
you
girl.
did just pull a couple of elements out of your
Yeah,
ass.
no, they like
You're gonna put a couple elements in my
it's in
ass.
Jigsaw. They like inject the girl's neck with sodium chloride, and she there
Haha.
pull a couple elements out of my ass and put them in yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it do to her neck?
It corrodes her and her head falls off.
Oh,
Like it like eats through her entire neck and her
so if
body.
you
Like
put that in my ass, I would have a prolapsed booty hole.
he'd probably have a really hard time pooping.
Anyways, that's that, guys.
All right, guys. Well, that's yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
but
I understand now.
we went back to it, and there we are. He likes it. You like it?
I like it.
Say you like it.
Still liked it.
Say you
I
like it.
like it more.
Good. Good. I'm Solid Snake. Oh, Metal Gear.
Add this now.
Okay. Bye.